There we go.
You hear it?
Let me hear. Do we hear some?
Chantel.
I have it on this one. See, did it again.
Put you in the nose.
It's doing it itself. Okay.
Are we there? Are we there?
No. We
Not
were just
yet.
a second ago.
Are we there? Are we there? Let us now. There we go.
He's doing that.
Here we go now.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go now. Here we go, here we go, here we go now. I like how the water bottle, your prop. I like
Right. Get my cup.
You can always shout out and stay woke. That's right there. Block him, y'all. Look. You see, I got it blocking you.
Right. Ain't it?
All right.
You gonna
I
turn
think we're back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you foul.
And you was gonna do it too.
That was about
That's
a.
still a long delay.
I like how the water bottle, your prop.
Okay. Right. Yeah. I guess we looking like a Chinese,
No,
like
no.
old karate flick.
No, it's just we get it,
You get
with the
delay.
time, right?
Got you.
That was about like a good 30
Minute,
30
yeah,
seconds
30
delay.
Nah. What,
Right?
what can we say?
All right.
You want a little chair to sit your
Oh, no, I'm
back
good.
on?
What's that? Who,
Let me grab a chair.
you talking about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Oh. In other words, he ain't holding it.
No, because I ain't got room on the table.
And you ain't holding it.
I ain't even want to say that.
You ain't got to. You said it.
I missed it. I
First
missed it.
time.
Yuck. I
No,
missed
no,
it.
look, he got to be direct. Stop being that passive aggressiveness. You know. Hey, for y'all to know, passive aggressiveness is being indirect. Be direct. Say what you want. Mean what you
Oh,
say,
yeah.
and you certainly watch your tone. How about that?
No reading in between the lines with me.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
he could be a little passive aggressiveness every night.
that's kind
He'll,
of
he'll
if I
go
like you and I'm trying to spare you a little bit. You know what I mean?
a little bit.
Right.
Which actually ties right into our topic today.
Right. What pisses you off? I mean, what makes you angry?
Why y'all so angry? Why is everybody so angry lately?
I'm rarely
Right.
angry. I'm
I'm
rarely
yeah,
angry.
I don't employ that.
Here we go. Here we go. What's
No
happening,
longer.
Facebook fans?
Hey, Book Face, welcome
appreciate you
to
guys.
what we welcome.
Hey, y'all.
Three's a crowd.
Shut Up and Ride Show.
Shut up and ride show. Three's a crowd. That's right. That's
Bring
right.
this down.
As are we looking down?
Hold
We
on,
should
I'll
be
bring it
looking
down.
up, right? But that's
You know,
awesome.
we're organic. We are organic.
Yes, always. This one original.
Right.
That's how it go, right? Nope. Come back over here.
There you go.
Is it down a little bit more? Is it down a little?
That looks cool. You don't want to cut off the top of my hat.
No.
Oh, you mean your head? Like that. That's what you
Yeah.
said.
So at least we can say.
Is that what you're talking?
Yep.
You might have to go over a little bit
No, go. It's just a little.
towards you. All right, sit down. Sit.
There you go.
Hey,
Yeah, it
Johnny in the
is.
middle again.
hey.
All right.
Way out in the middle.
So, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about getting, I guess, white people get angry.
Yeah, why are people so angry, man? Let's talk about it. You
And
know?
are you? Yeah. You. I think in comparison, you're quick
Right.
to get angry.
What's
But-
happening, Sister Shirley? How you doing there?
How are you? How do you know where she's at?
Right there.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant on
Right.
here. We did get a couple of times. People have been telling me they've been trying to say something on our live,
Yeah, we don't
and
check
we
the
don't
chat.
see it.
Right.
So
That might
I got to
be-
figure out how to check the chat. Which there's a button over here to where it shows you to add like the chat room. There you go. I think that's it. Maybe I don't know.
Type where
Not there.
Figure it out that way. But hey, there you go. Good. Yeah. See.
Just Sherry locked in. There you go.
So
Good evening, Sherry.
we see you, Sherry. Yay! First time for everything.
Right.
You know, we're honoring at the Kinks. We appreciate you guys just kind of joining us in. We are as organic as it gets. We try to be true. We try to do what's right and not who's right. And our topic today is why people get angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That brings me to, I think, why people get angry because they want to be right versus doing what's right. It's a who's right or wrong, not
Right.
what's right or wrong. And I think when they don't think of it that way, often they're angry,
Right.
and ego, emotions take over.
From my experience, I believe people get angry, especially when they're about to be found out, when their lies about to be exposed. You know what I mean? And when you no longer buy into their lies, you know?
Buy into their lives or lies.
Lies. Lies.
Mhm.
You know, because that's what pretty much upsets me a lot with people. You know, you're lying, or fronting, as they would put it in the streets. Stop.
Why did they get exposed?
Yeah, because I see straight through that. So I see through all that.
Kurt, he can't talk right now.
Right. So yeah.
Yeah, that's again people trying to be right.
Right.
Yeah, you doing what's wrong.
Right.
What
Doing
you're doing is
everything
wrong.
wrong. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Everything.
And now everybody gonna find out, or
Right.
the person you were deceiving now is gonna find out.
Right. Or no longer believe you. Like I said, when
Yeah.
I told you guys what I had to do Sunday, you know what I mean? Stop texting me that bullshit, because I know it's bullshit.
Stop
I mean,
cursing.
that's right. BS. Stop texting me BS.
Right.
All
Every
right,
time you do, we're gonna
That's
squeeze
true
them.
for me. Let me see how many of y'all get before this over with.
Well, listen,
Nigga said that.
I
know she
cursed
got a
on
couple
purpose.
Me too.
Okay, so
Don't you think there's accident and this stuff to be coming out?
I can hold my curses back.
I can hold mine
We gonna
too.
see. We
I
gonna
can hold
see.
back.
All right, easy
We gonna
breezy.
see. Now y'all.
So if anybody curses, then what?
Right, what we get?
Cornbread?
Incentives?
I
I lose. Look, okay, well, what I get?
Right.
Cornbread too.
Right. You get cornbread too. Shit, take it on the road.
Look at the 3. And see,
They didn't hear
that was
that.
about me. What you
They
mean?
didn't hear that. They
You didn't even
that.
hear it.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Sherry, did you hear that last one?
I had to remind him. He's like, oh yeah. I seen his
right.
old expression. You're like a deer in headlights. Wait.
Right.
Oh,
How the heck I do that? You know?
okay. Thank
So-
you, Sherry.
Yeah, but Cindy, let's get it on.
So, we need to acknowledge this anger issue because it's beginning to be a little bit toxic, y'all.
Yeah, the
right.
whole world is angry.
And
right now.
the world is angry, and we have here from social media, road rage, politics, family disagreements,
Yeah.
customer service interactions, just everywhere. Y'all getting it from everywhere. But there's one thing: is anger is really a choice.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's a choice.
It is. Of course,
So-
you only control you.
Yeah.
And so if you're getting angry because of something you can't control.
Yeah, I understand that, but I also feel like when you don't vent or express yourself towards what's making you angry,
Yeah.
that's when you start getting stressed out. That's when you start not feeling well. So why do that to yourself?
And most
Speak
time
on
it starts small.
You
It
know?
doesn't, it's not something that's
And
sudden.
it builds up. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
it's something that you didn't
Yeah.
nip in the bud in the
Exactly,
beginning.
from the beginning.
You
That's what I'm
thought
talking about.
it would be, oh, that was that. You excused them.
Right,
And then you didn't say anything.
right.
And after a while, that just, and now you're like, oh, this person did this and this. Well, wait a minute, you didn't say anything.
Right.
Now that may be you.
Then
That
they
may
come
not
back
be them.
around and
They don't
then
even know what they did.
Yes, they do. And
Well,
then they
no,
circle the
because
block,
again,
you know?
if you never said anything to that person,
Right.
how are they to know? You know what I'm saying? In this, and I'm talking about this instance. What I'm saying is, someone, I guess, let me give the whole scenario versus the end result, the
Right.
cause and effect. I do something. Let's say I go to pick you up every day. I pick you up from work, and I pick you up. I'm always about 5-10 minutes late.
Mm-hmm.
And you may look, man, you had to be late, okay, but come on. But I'm your ride there, so you really don't say much because I'm like your only ride, so you don't say much.
Right.
But then now it's your 10th time being late. Now you then go blow up big time.
Right.
And I'm like,
Especially
man,
if you get me fired.
well, again, you didn't mention nothing 10 times.
Right.
Okay. And now your 10th time when your boss said, hey, you fired.
Right.
And now you mad at your friend, but there was 9 times you could have said something.
I gotta be here at this time.
You
Bro,
could have said something and said, hey, listen, man, if you got other things, that's cool, but let me know because I can't afford to be. But you don't get mad at him. Why you mad at him the 10th time? Because you got fired. That was the only time you said something to him.
Right.
But so I think that's more so the other person's fault, not the person that was driving or.
You okay?
She was trying to fit it in a hole.
Need some hair around that hole.
It's too dark. It's too dark.
I think that's 4 times.
Time out, child. My fault.
Anywho, but you get my point.
Did I say that? Yeah.
But did you get my point?
I feel you. I feel you, sis. I feel you.
Because that, it ain't, but I've seen where people have gotten angry and then they've said to me, and I'm like, well, did you say anything to them?
Right.
They're like, no, but they knew there was always that. I said, yeah, but they didn't get fired.
Right.
So that was your responsibility to say something. And of course, if you know that's how they're going to be, you might need to make other arrangements. Right. But that's not, again, their fault.
Yeah, that would apply for that situation you gave.
Mm-hmm.
True enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So is that lack of communication?
Most times people are angry because of a lack of communication.
Yeah.
And I just gave a case in point, a lack of communication.
Right.
Right. they don't control the other person lateness or whatever. So they got to do something that they are within control. If that means calling an Uber, if that means asking this, maybe try asking this person to be on time.
Right.
Maybe give them incentive. Hey, man, I was gonna call an Uber because I know it's kind of hard for you.
Right.
Now, if I can pay you these extra $10 and you can be here 10 minutes or whatever,
Right,
then I'm cool.
right.
But if you can't, I'm gonna have to take other arrangements or make
Right.
other arrangements.
But you know, people will pay a Uber,
Yeah.
and then you get them a ride, they act like they can't offer you nothing.
Who? What you
You
mean?
know, I'm just saying,
Oh.
people will pay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll pay that Uber that's gonna charge them $40, $50 wherever they going. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But you know, but if they ask you if you could do it, and you be like, yeah, I could. You know, so I can help you out. But you help that person out. You shouldn't have to
For
ask for
free.
that. You know what I mean? Right? You shouldn't have to ask for that. Offer me at least half of what you knew you was gonna pay that Uber driver.
Not
Maybe a
necessarily.
thank
They
you.
might not have it.
Make
You know
the
that's the
offer.
way.
What you mean they may not have it? If they finna take the Uber, you gotta
Oh,
have it.
oh, you saying?
You know?
Are you saying the communication? Are we
No,
talking
I'm
about that
saying-
same case scenario?
I'm
I'm saying
saying
if a friend offers to do it, do you the favor to take you to work or something.
right, wherever, airport,
When
whatever.
you had to take a Uber, that was your next choice. Your first choice.
We'll
was
let
to
the
take-
friend. Well, how about let
Uber.
the friend go? Hey, I don't mind taking you. You can give me half of that. What you was gonna get the Uber?
That's what I'm saying. He
Well,
can say that, but he
it's-
shouldn't have to say
You
that.
shouldn't have to say it.
You
No,
know?
you shouldn't.
He
But
shouldn't
people don't
to
have
say that.
consideration,
right.
man.
There's no consideration. You know.
They don't.
Now, I'll
feel entitled.
do that, but I'm not expecting the other person. If I want that, I'm responsible for my compensation. So
Yeah.
I need to let that be known because I don't expect that other person to come up, or I don't. If they're, I will have to say that if I want to be compensated in any way, it's
Right.
not a have to, but I feel that's again my responsibility as a friend. If I'm offering, hey, I'll take you, babe. You gotta give me a couple dollars for the gas.
Right.
Now, if I offer and it's not something I want, I'm not even looking for them to give me.
So
But that's the nowadays behavior. Back in the day,
right.
I know when you're doing someone a favor, you do it with nothing expected, but the person who you're
They
doing
can at
it
least
for,
offer it
they
to
show
you and give you a
gratitude.
chance to turn it down.
A little gratitude.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
But I don't think that's
It's-
that's fair.
It's
If
not
you're
required.
offering-
No, it's not required.
right. So then why are you? So if it's not,
It would just be nice if it's offered. Let me say no.
Because
no.
chances
I'm
are-
saying you offered to pay. You offered to take them. Why then?
Well, I
should
don't
they
think
offer?
I would offer to take them. Though.
Well, okay,
They'll
that's what
probably
they.
ask me to take them.
Okay, now
Because
asking.
even
my
in that
schedule is
case,
busy, y'all.
Right.
Well,
You know,
in
even
that case,
they still don't offer. You know what I mean?
no. If someone asking you,
Mm,
then again, you only control you.
Right.
right.
And you gotta, how you say, you gotta be the change, or you gotta be the same
I understand
as you're
what saying.
asking.
But it's like she said. You know what I'm saying? We're talking old school rules. You know.
That's still the same school, I say too.
No.
No,
'Cause that's how I-
No.
Well, that's the same what I
Example.
still
No.
do.
It's
And that-
choices to change.
Here's
People
an example.
change.
Here's an example. My sister-in-law Teresa, she lived just right up there in Daytona.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? My nephew he wanted to let his little brother drive because he's coming of age, he's about to get his license. So he wanted him to drive him back home in Daytona.
Mhm.
Being up in Daytona. You know, they're two separate houses. So I told Teresa, I take her and the old man home. I'm not tripping.
Right.
We get there, she hand me some money. I'm like, Tracy, if I wasn't so broke, I wouldn't be taking this money from you.
There you
You know what I
go.
mean? She offered that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't have to ask for nothing.
Right.
You know,
and
and
you
you
wasn't
shouldn't
even
have to.
asking.
You
Right.
know, and I offered to take them home.
Right.
You
And
know?
I'm saying that is great. And again, like you said, you wasn't even expecting.
Right.
And that's where it's got to come from, because that's who you are. Now, because it may be a time that someone have to do that same thing for you, and you ain't got nothing.
Exactly.
So, but I'm saying if you offer, you have to let it be known to you, require your compensation, you yourself. If you have expectations for them, ain't nothing wrong with asking it.
And also, chances are, if you offer a person a ride, then they know your circumstance. You know what I mean?
That's again
And-
assumption.
And it's like I said, no, because how many strangers do you offer a ride to?
Well, who you talking
Talking to you.
to? I've never met a stranger.
Okay, yeah, you're right. 'Cause that would maybe fall in love with you and your family. You know, me and my man Charlie showed up there. You open up your heart doors, kitchen. You gave
Yeah.
brothers free meals around
Yeah,
here. You know what I
there
mean?
you go.
That
And
feels
charge
good,
you for a
child.
little bit.
Right, right, right. You know, threaten me when I don't pay my tab. You know what I mean?
Threaten you, please. They be like, hey, your meal gonna be cold.
Right, 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 right. Come around here tomorrow without my money. I got a bet for you.
Listen, I ain't worried about you.
Right.
I
No,
do
it's all
feel, but
good.
I do understand what you and Cindy are saying. Like, we should, people should, but again, we don't control people. We only
Right.
control ourselves. So it is important to be, I guess, clear,
Right.
right off the front. If you
Right.
require a little compensation, whether it's money, time, shoes, in any
Right. Right.
aspect, that compensation, I think it's clear. It should be that person
Right.
stating it,
Right.
not the assumptions or expectations of others,
Right.
because then you allow yourself to fall victim to, um, uh, man, they ain't do nothing for me all this time. I've been this friend for this such stuff. He ain't never did nothing. It can go so many places,
Right.
but it cannot go nowhere if you just, again, just control.
Let it go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just be
See,
clear.
but this is me here. If I do you that solid, and you, depending on who you are, I might even do it twice, two, three times. You know what I mean? But sooner or later, I can't do it.
But
You
but
know,
say, but
and
my
if they
intent.
ask
Let's
me
say if I
why,
ask you something, and I don't even know anything I asked you. I don't know if I compensated you. I might. I'm hope I did, because that's how I feel.
right,
You know that I would, if you do something
Right.
for me. I would. I'm conscious enough, I think, to always take care of it. But there are times when I'm either occupied or busy.
Right.
Something's going on, and I don't. And I don't know if I've seen that person. And I'm only speaking from my perspective, because it's I'm so involved. Becomes clear. And, and it was totally wrong. I was like, nah, I didn't even do. But it was totally opposite of, because I was just involved in other stuff.
right,
And I was like, well, how'd you think that? And I guess I'm saying that because he wasn't clear, and then he didn't communicate with me. So he went on to think something totally off the bat, and all this time I was just doing something. And I wish I could bring up exactly what it was, but I can't remember all of it.
right,
But it's just happened enough times where, again, I didn't think about it. And I guess that's where I think about, when doing something for someone, I just do it and didn't think anything of it. And it's like, nah, I thought you were supposed to do this and that, but
right,
yeah, I didn't know.
right,
But
right,
hey, I always want to do what's right. And I
Right.
expect people to tell me what they expect, if anything.
right,
Well,
Right.
that's, I don't think, like, okay, so it's a thought.
Mhm.
You know, I've more observation, I would say, to how much people changed over the years. Like my younger years was what, the 80s, right?
Mhm.
And
Hey,
yeah,
I'm just 18.
okay, so
Got 33 years experience of being 18 now.
but you just see how people change.
You're supposed to
They
change.
change from a no, they
Yeah.
change from for the better, yes, but
Yeah.
it's changed from just being kind and considerate to just entitlement.
right,
And you're
Right.
supposed to do this. You're supposed to take half your day and take me so and so
right,
place.
right,
What's wrong with you?
right,
So I it's not that we're complaining or saying that every time you're supposed to give someone expectation, I expect that you're going to give me gas.
right.
That's not it.
It's the
I
offer.
don't
Give
mind
me a
doing
chance to
things for
refuse
people.
it.
I don't.
Right,
But I know how I am, And
To
when
be
someone
taken for
does things for
granted.
me, when someone does something for me,
You want to compensate. 'Cause
I
you know how
show
it
them
feels.
gratitude.
Right,
Sure,
right.
sure.
And
I
it doesn't
agree.
take a lot to show gratitude. It
Right.
really doesn't. It could be something as simple as, you know what, hey, pull in here, let me get you some McDonald's. You hungry? Let's go get some
Right.
To
freaking
be
McDonald's.
kind.
Whatever it is.
Yeah,
You
kindness
know,
is
it's
yeah.
it's
Not
thoughtful.
enough people are kind these
No,
days.
and that's what I'm feeling. That's what we're kind of trying to point out.
Right.
Okay.
That like a lot of folks, they just, like she said, they just feel entitled by whatever reason. Maybe they was raised that way. But I know none of us sitting here
No,
were raised that way. You know
no.
what I mean? We didn't come out.
No.
We didn't come out the gate like that.
Mhm.
But
We ain't
these-
even in the gate like
right,
that.
right. But
Mhm.
these younger generations, they either they don't know and they can't show, or they just, like she said, they just don't, think that it's necessary because you're supposed to do this for me, you know. And that's why a lot of young ones is messed up nowadays. They think they could just take anything they want. They can just say anything they want. They can just do anything they
Some
want.
older ones too.
That's what I was about to say, and that's what messed up because
Because they're
even
being
some folks
taught
in
by
our
these older
generation,
ones.
right? Even some folks in our generation conform to the way these kids happen. So like you see these older women on these TikToks and Facebook and whatnot. Lady, you getting well, you about late 40s, early 50s. Why is your butt leaving your picture? You know what I mean? That's my thing. Now, being a man, don't get me wrong, I love looking at it. But the question is, why? You know what I mean? Come on, sweetheart, that's all you got to offer.
Well,
You know?
that's the offering. I'm assuming if
Whose
that's what
child
they're
is that?
showing, that's what they're
right.
offering.
That's my thing is, if you had a daddy, chances are you wouldn't be on these social medias twerking with your butt half out. You know what I mean? Because you have something to think about. That's why I say the main reason I think they contribute to that type of behavior from young women is the fact that they didn't have a father figure in their life.
Well, some had a father figure, but
But he
not
wasn't the
necessarily
right
the
type of
father
father
that
then.
you were raised
You know what
by.
I'm saying?
You
Right.
understand? Not the
You know what I'm
father
saying?
you were raised by. But again, but a man to be there, you do want them to love themselves and not let that be the offering.
Right, but I can
A
remember.
lot of them are misguided,
Yeah,
though. So,
if I can remember my daughter, like I said, I didn't come into her life when she was 12. And I remember when they got to doing that Girls Gone Wild crap. You know what I mean? We sitting there watching TV. She said, John, that's something you ain't never got to worry about me doing.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Well,
just
yeah,
come
12,
from,
she
you know
was
what I'm saying?
already,
No, she was like 17 or 18 by the time. You know what I'm saying?
What?
But just for the fact, when she and her boyfriend was out on their own for over a year, and she ended up pregnant, she was scared to tell him she was pregnant out of respect. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, sweetheart, you out on your own, you doing things that siblings ain't doing. You know what I mean? I got you. You know, and man, that little boy she had, that's my man.
Yes.
PJ.
How old PJ now?
PJ 19.
All right.
So like I say, he came down here and spent his 17th birthday with me.
Okay.
I'm like, dude, I must be pretty cool for you want to come down here. So I know I got the beach and whatnot.
PJ, when I get about 70, baby, you be about right. I'll be that Black Panther.
Yeah, that's my man. And my grandbaby texted me the other night, Poppy, I miss you so much. I can't wait for spring break. That there, man, that just lifts you.
It doesn't make them. It doesn't make him angry.
Right. Right.
Right.
Because I believe that. I believe that. You know what I mean? But you texting me, I love you, and I know you have nothing but spite for me. Come on, man, stop it. And I was letting it go, but for some reason Sunday, someone said, John, you don't need this. So
you need peace of mind.
So I wrote that text like, sis, until you start getting help. Until you start getting right. Until you start getting help, sweetheart, stay away from me.
John.
And y'all know I put some flavor on it. But hey,
I'm gonna tell you how you overcome that.
Uh-huh.
When people, well, she didn't send you a bad message.
Yes, she did.
Right?
Because it wasn't true.
The first message,
was it? It irked me. Just the fact that you saying it. You know what I mean?
Wait, but the first message was what?
That she loved him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just okay. So
she cannot like you for a minute.
Right.
She still love you.
But I think what angered him.
Hey Shirley, you on it? Type. She know.
Why I don't want to bring Shirley into that. You dealing with this, not Shirley.
But I'm just saying, I had sent the
Thank you,
I had
Sherry.
sent a few people that interaction. You know what I mean? Those that know intimately what's been going on with me and her. You know, and
Yeah.
like my one friend wife was like, I thought it was she was over here a couple of weeks ago, saying nothing but good stuff about you. You know. Now, when I sent her what I had to say, her last 3 words in her response was, "With your punk ass." So that
You
lets
should
me
have
know
laughed.
I did.
Okay.
So
But
that
John,
let me know you
her
wasn't sincere from the
initial
get.
message was "I
Was
love you."
BS. Since I can't say it, it was BS.
Okay, fine, right?
You know?
However, you heard something from someone else.
No,
No?
no, no.
Yeah, you
What
said
Oh,
angered
oh,
somebody
you?
oh, oh! You
said
talking?
Like, what
you
made
get
you
mad off
angry?
of hearsay.
What
You
made
You
you
get
talking what I
mad off
was?
angry? We're talking
hearsay.
about
Talking what I
anger.
was told. Right, right, right,
What made you angry?
right. But I know
But don't get mad off
these
of
folks
hearsay.
have no. These folks have. Trust me. This couple, I've been knowing these folks since I was 12.
Don't disclose.
You know what I mean?
Again, but how you say,
And they wouldn't, so like I say, she was like, well, John, where that's coming from, you know?
Oh,
And she
so
was
she
like,
didn't
blah, blah,
deny
blah, blah,
it or
blah.
anything like that?
No, she was telling me that, not my sister, but the other individual,
Mm-hmm.
she was telling me, well, so where's that coming from? Because blah, blah, blah. I'm like, the information I got prior to all this months ago, and I just never got that out of my head. You telling me out of my heart. Therefore, you telling me when this is over with, I deserve to die. That when your
easily.
own sibling, no, that it ain't
You
easy.
So
want
I,
you
I
asked
It
me
so
a
ain't easy,
question?
sweetheart. Yeah,
that's where.
it's easy for you.
So
No,
now we
how is it easy
understand
for
the
me?
whole
It ain't,
No,
story,
you just
if you
said it
want
was
to know,
easy.
okay, so
You
if you
just
want
said it
to,
was easy. It ain't easy for me. No, not when you wish death on me. It ain't
No.
gonna
okay, you're
happen,
gonna
man.
die,
Yeah,
no
we all
matter who
gonna
say
die
it.
someday.
Okay,
True enough.
We all
okay,
got.
so
True
We
enough.
all
so
can't help
so
that.
why
You
you
know,
mad at dying?
I'm not mad
No,
at
it's
Okay,
dying.
what
so if
she
I say,
say.
I'm
but I'm
mad at the
saying,
fact that
but you
that you
asked
wishing
me
it
how,
upon me.
but
If you was to say to me right now, Chantel, I hope you die, sweetie, you'll never hear from me again. You
okay,
know,
listen
because
to
you
me.
keep that spirit to yourself. I don't need that in
But
my
John,
life.
John, John,
You know.
we're here talking about
It's the
anger, and you're
words,
getting
right?
angry
And you're
about it.
angry,
Okay, so
and I'm
Don't get
saying
see,
angry
here's
about
the
it.
these
thing.
are just words. She don't
Here's
control,
the
or
Take the
thing.
is she
band-aid off,
control? It
John.
seems like she is controlling you.
There.
Her little words are controlling your anger.
You,
And why are you
if you
giving her
say
that?
so, if you say
I,
so,
I know, so I
I
see
beg to
it.
differ.
I
I beg to
feel it.
differ. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm talking about it and I'm expressing myself about it, now I'm angry.
Listen, it's
You
not.
No,
know,
It
you
didn't happen
sound
just
you
angry,
now.
know,
It happened
it don't matter
before.
how
and
I
you have
sound.
So
you
you
have
are,
every
yes,
reason
You
to
he is
know,
be.
no,
angry.
it don't.
But you
No, it
have a
don't.
reason to be. You have every
No, it
reason
don't.
to be because
This
it
is
is
how you
Here's
deceitful.
the
can
thing, like
easily
I
get
told
past
you,
it.
know,
If you want to know, I
here's the
can share.
thing. Here's the thing. Like I shared the post that because I did a little thing yesterday too. I'm like, I guess this is the week for me clearing out all bad vibes out my spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I put, I'm past all of that. I don't forgave all of that, but certain folks I just can't be around no more.
I understand that.
Because I know it's not sincere, and I honestly feel that if you got the chance, you would crack me in the back of my head or put something in my back, literally. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't trust you. You
Yeah.
know, I don't believe you. So hey, why would I? Hey, stay away from me. And,
So
and if and if the world
And that's
perceive
what you
that,
control.
and
That's
if the
what's
world
within your
perceive
control.
that as me
Yes.
being angry, so be it.
No,
so
now
so
that's
I
John.
different.
don't give a damn what nobody
No,
think
what
about
you
me. Tell you the
said
truth.
there and
You
what
know,
and what you're saying before then is two different things.
no, it's
Of
not.
course, let me
You
explain.
could have
Okay,
said thank you and then cut it right there.
Uh, let me explain why it's two
Hmm.
different things.
okay.
Okay, you said if you don't trust somebody and if you feel like you don't trust them, they could even stab you or hit you in the back of your head. So you're not around those people. Boom, you control that. You don't have to be around them. Yes,
Exactly.
and now you ain't even. It bothers you none because it's not something that you're really dealing with. So now, because of that's different from your sister saying, "Oh, you don't deserve a heart," and you're said that means you said, or somebody else said this. You didn't hear this from your sister, ma'am.
But
You
I
heard it from
know it
somebody.
come out of her
Uh,
mouth because I know the conversation we didn't have before
well,
face to face. You know what I mean?
the first way
So
you can
yeah,
not
you
deal
can
with
say
it
it's
easy.
hearsay, but
It,
it's reputable. You know what I mean? It's reputable. You
Mm.
know.
again, you didn't hear it from your sister. Whether it's reputable or not, I'm certain you've said something angry about somebody in your life.
I have
And-
never attacked
Okay.
someone that didn't attack me
So
first.
I kind of have
You
like
know.
I have
Yeah, because we've been on this too
yeah,
long.
we've been on this. No.
Well, I
No, no, we're
understand you want to
continuing
stay
this-
with
this
I'm talking about been on me too.
right, but,
Yes.
and that's
Get
what I'm
up.
trying to release
Get up
you
off
from.
me.
I want you to release yourself
I
from
can
it because she
relate.
doesn't control what you do.
I
You
can.
don't even control what she say. You can easily
But I
let
can
that go
control-
from you by
Right.
And
And if I said in what y'all perceive to be an angry way, so be it. I said it, and trust me, like I told her, I'm gonna due to our parents and your children, I'm gonna say what I got to say to you mildly. You know what I mean? So if that's not self-control, I don't know what is.
well, if it's
You know?
if it's self-control, why are you still bringing it up?
John,
Because we're talking about what makes you angry.
Right.
John,
You know what I
makes
mean?
you
I'm
angry.
talking about deception. You know what I mean? Deception, lying. You know what I mean? And fronting. Stop fronting. You know?
Okay.
Cut it out.
So I can relate.
Cut it
I can
out.
relate. I have a similar situation where there's a certain person that's going around telling people, and probably everybody that knows me, that they hate me, right?
Right?
And I think I'm just,
It makes you giggle.
yes,
Right.
I'm all that.
But at first, that's
In
where
a bag
you're
of
at
chips,
now.
I am.
You know, so that's where you're at now. But where were you last year?
Yeah. So last year, in the beginning, I when I first started hearing things,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of stinking rumors going on.
Right.
It did make me, it upset me. I wouldn't say I got angry because I was starting to kind of delete all those behaviors.
Right.
What's angry? Just cussing about it, and I have to call somebody and talk about. I didn't do all of that shit. I
Right.
didn't. I just
This one.
thought about it,
Uh-huh.
and I said, "Well, that shit ain't true." So
Right.
if it ain't true, who the fuck cares?
That's correct. She caught up with me. She caught up with me just like that. 30 seconds. 30 seconds,
15
man.
seconds. 15.
See, that's what I'm saying, y'all. You know, just because I'm using certain words and I'm saying it out loud, don't mean I'm angry. You know what I'm saying? She even used the F word with a smile on her face. Now, is that not being angry?
No, she
or
ain't angry.
Or is that
She-
psychotic?
She's been. Did you just shoot a bird? Did you shoot a bird? That's 4.
Right. I'm just saying, you can use that word with a smile on your face, man. You are over it. You know, come on,
I am.
man.
I'm really
You are
over
over
it.
it.
I'm
That's
over
what I'm
it.
saying.
Like
You know.
I don't give it. I don't give it.
You know,
I
but
really
it's
don't
like I
care.
always told y'all, man.
2 bees in the bucket.
I am not polite. I'm dealing with hate. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to be polite. You know?
Yeah.
And
Hate is a
everybody
strong
too
word,
can't be
though.
the same.
Right.
You know, I don't expect anybody to be like me.
There's
I don't
no
expect
two people on
anybody
this
to be
planet
like
the
you.
same,
I expect
you know?
you to be you.
Right.
You to be you.
And that's
And
what I'm saying.
we, you know, fact that we can deal with each other, and we ain't got to deal with
Right.
each other 24/7.
Exactly.
You know, that is our choice.
Right.
And I guess I'm always going back to.
You
Again-
always playing the devil's advocate. I understand
No,
that.
but I'm not only
I
playing devil.
appreciate that, tell you the truth.
Well, I'm
You know
not
what I mean? But you
necessarily
gotta
playing
understand-
devil's
but you
advocate.
gotta-
I'm playing the card in which, when I'm dealing in certain situations, that's what I do, and I have to turn it on myself and go, okay, what you control?
Right.
Okay, you only control you.
Right.
Okay, this is this way, this is that way. Okay,
Right.
all right. Well, let me figure something out.
Right.
And I have to go back to that, especially when someone angers me, or makes me mad. I gotta go. Okay, well, I gotta make sure I don't give this to this person or more,
Right.
or I have a way around it.
Right.
That way, I minimize myself being mad or
Right.
upset.
And I've done that for
And-
15
and Tim-
years.
And if it's
15
family, if it's friends,
Yeah.
if it's enemies, if it's strangers,
Right.
again, I know there's certain things that may tempt me or I may be tempted to do. So I don't ever put myself in temptation, because then I
I'm not
know
laughing at you. I'm still thinking about what she did.
the three person.
Right. Boom, boom, boom.
Is that what I did?
With a cherry on top.
Right, right.
Because I got it with
Mic
the first
drop,
one.
right,
Up
right,
with the
mic
second
drop.
one. It's like boom, boom. All right.
right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No problem. You can't help it. You always cut me off. Yeah. It's all right. It's you. I expect it.
No, I
But
don't.
no,
I've been
it's-
working on it.
Okay, look, I almost cursed.
Right, right. You did. I
Not
heard
when
the whole
she's-
word.
No, you
I
didn't.
feel like I need duct tape on my mouth.
You don't need to wash your mouth out with soap.
Right,
You all
right.
right.
No, you cool.
But no,
You're amongst friends.
yeah, right. I said we we just gotta again be the change that we're
Sure.
talking about people,
Right,
or
right.
and certainly keep certain people out of our life and our minds.
Right, right,
You know,
right.
especially excuse me,
Need a drink?
especially when it comes to family,
Right,
that we are connected divinely.
right,
But we have to like know they tell us who they are. We
right.
see clearly who they are.
Oh, definitely.
Why are you surprised?
I'm not
And like
surprised.
right.
You see what?
And so that's why
wanna-
it shouldn't anger you
I want to say this.
because of stop cutting me off. Shut
I'm
up for
sorry,
me.
my
Please,
apologies.
thank you. It shouldn't anger you because again you know the person. And if you know
Right.
the person and then you're not surprised, then it's a long time ago you could have did things to adjust in your life to which
Right.
you don't have that written that space in your mind.
Right.
You know, but and so that's why I say it's easy because it means you got to start to make a change from right now. That way that person ain't ever gonna have that control over it.
Right.
But sometimes people, like, you don't know that they're renting space. They have communication
There's some
issues.
trigger.
Well,
If
then
you
it's
got
none
an
of your
issue-
business then.
No,
If you don't know
but
about
still, then why go around, keep going around talking and just talking your bullshit? Why?
it, you don't control
You know?
that.
No, I don't. But what you're saying is that's like he could have done something to control that, like, you know,
Only
get a
for
hold of-
himself to protect
And I did.
himself.
Right.
And I did.
And that's right. And that's all I'm speaking
But he wasn't
of.
over it because
Yes,
he
I
said how
was.
long. No, he
Once
No,
again,
you
what's the title of this show today?
Angry.
And what did y'all ask me?
I didn't ask you that.
What triggers me? Yes, you did.
Well,
That's what
that
triggers
triggered
me.
him. That
All right.
triggered
And
him.
I gave you guys an example.
All right, that triggered him.
You know, so
Well,
all
that
I ask is that you ladies stop trying to water me down.
I'm
All
not
right,
watering
John.
you. Who you?
You know, I don't.
If I'm
watering
watering you down, then
I-
obviously you weren't thick enough.
I, I appreciate y'all input because if I didn't, I wouldn't bring. You know, so I wouldn't bring it to you. You know,
Well,
but I'm
What you
saying
talking about when you cursing?
okay.
No.
Oh, how we
Do you
watering
think
you
you
down?
handled
telling
it the
me
right-
that I'm angry. You know, you constantly telling
And
me
you
that I need to
thinking
do
by
this
us not
and do
telling you
yeah.
that, then we watering you down?
know?
Do you think you handled it the right way?
Yes, I do. I am.
Explain how you handled it.
I mean,
You sent
we on
a
Facebook
message,
on,
right?
on my phone.
you sent a message.
Didn't I share it with
No,
you?
you're not gonna talk about. We're just gonna say
Right,
you sent
right.
a message.
I sent a message.
But the
Said, hey,
message you returned wasn't as pleasant as the one that came in.
yes, it was. If you know me, it was.
No, it was. It was.
If you
It
know
was.
me,
It
it
was.
was.
It wasn't. Yeah. Wait. Did you have a
I didn't use no F
profanity?
words. You know, no. All that.
I think-
I did at the end.
You
when
were
I
a
said,
little
leave
bit
me the
aggressive
F
with
alone.
some of your words.
I said,
Right.
leave me the F alone.
That I remember.
That was it. You know, but the rest of it was
Trick,
very
joke, joke,
mild.
boga bear? No,
Very mild. It was direct.
you're right.
It was direct, but I didn't swear at her. I didn't call out her name or none of that. You know, the only word I used was, you of course, leave me alone, man. Until you get some help, leave me alone.
And
We
then
did
she
an
turned around and said,
exercise.
"You need help."
Right.
You know
You know what I'm saying? She tried to, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
reverse that crap on me. You can't do that to me. I know better, and I've been around too long and I've been teaching folks too much for you to try to put a reverse on me. You know, that's that narcissistic behavior. You want to
Yeah.
project what's coming out of you and try to make it like the same as me. You know, so like I told them folks, I'm like, hey, don't even let them know that I shared this with you. Wait till she come around. I guarantee you, she tells some lies to stretch the truth. You know,
People
just listen
love drama,
You know?
and sometimes
And
they'll make it up
This is this
just
Got too much
because,
time on it.
This one.
just because, I never knew that so much drama was on TV.
Yeah.
I never knew how many, like, I remember the last, what do you call it, reality show I was looking at was Real World.
No, the
Right.
last
And
one
I
I looked
thought-
at was Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I seen some of
Right.
that, but those were celebrities, you know.
Right.
So I didn't know people are just, and it's entertainment, but it's like people, the society's keeping up. It has a standard, and that's the standard in which they're trying to live by. And if they don't, somehow it messes with, I guess what they're trying to portray.
Right.
And I just didn't know it was
And
that
that's
much
why-
going on.
And that's why most folks are the way they are today because they watch too much programming.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know
That's
what I
a
mean?
part of it.
Yeah, definitely
And
get
you
out there and
understand.
get
That's why
to
they
know
call it a
people.
program, a television program, because they program you to behave that way to think that way. You know, you got all these young ladies now talking about how much a man got to make, blah 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 blah. You know, what are you making, young lady? I ain't got no job, blah 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 blah. Like, okay, so you want her to
she a
bring
nickel
everything,
looking for a dime.
right? No, she a penny. You know what I mean? With a hole in it. You know, come on, man, stop it. That's all I'm saying. Stop it.
So does that answer the question? Is everyone really angrier, or are we just seeing it more because of technology and social media?
Yeah, certainly the information is quicker there.
Mhm.
So we get the time. We don't have to. The internet doesn't ever waste time.
Right.
So being that we get it quick, and also we lose it quick. In other words, we got
Yeah.
short-term memory too.
But
So
media,
that is, I think the same is the same,
Yeah.
but because of the information, because we get it quicker,
media also forms your opinion. It does influence your opinion on certain topics.
it
Yeah.
can if you
That all
only
depends on the
trust what
person.
they're
Right, that
submitting
all
to
depends
you.
It
on the
depends,
person,
but everybody, there's a lot of people that
But you heard what I
conforms.
said?
What?
What you
What's
said?
that?
I said it only changes your opinion if you're trusting only what they're submitting to you.
Well, that's
Now,
the thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you really want to know, you got to go out and look at. You just can't be ignorant and just soundbite all your life.
Well, you said it right there, sister. They don't like to do the research
Yeah,
to find out the truth.
right.
How many truths are there out there, and make sense of which one makes sense to you.
Now, what are you
Just
guys
it.
talking about as far as you talking about getting the information?
Media
We're talking about
changing.
media.
Media changing
Social-
your
But getting
mind.
information on what?
Just any topic,
anything
anything.
that is someone's changed your mind off of information, only what they submitted to you. You didn't look it up
Are
to
you talking
find
like
out.
politics and this and
The
that?
Anything.
media, whatever,
You know,
whatever
right,
they're giving
right,
it to you,
right,
whatever
right,
they're
right,
saying.
right.
Just even an
Right.
idea
Okay, you
about
talking about, hey, did you hear this and this happened?
Right,
And
that kind of thing.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
and then you change. You got a whole mind concept of it, and
Right.
it's done changed your whole way of life. You don't
Right.
even really know if it's true.
right
So we finally moved on.
Huh?
We finally moved
from
on.
anger.
No, from me.
No, well now we went back to it because you brought it up.
No, just kind of just down. Okay.
Now you're gonna bring it back
Let's
up.
go. No. Just say I didn't even say that. Erase that. You know.
But yes,
Erase that.
society
But
definitely.
yeah,
They got a way to submitting to you, and we
Right.
got a way of just accepting what they say with no questioning.
right.
And they try to pretend like it's the same authority that we're questioning as if it's our parents or
Right.
someone of great respect or character. No, this is the media.
Right.
This is no longer news. This is a news brought. This is a, what do you call it?
Broadcast.
It's not even a broadcast. It's, what do they call it?
Influences. It's influence.
Entertainment.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
They're talking about the actors versus
Right.
more than they're talking about the plane
Right.
landing.
Right. I remember
So,
once upon
for
a time
instance-
we had a lot of edutainment on the TV. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah, we ain't even
and
getting
they
that
cut
no
all
more.
that out. You know what I mean?
Right.
They cut all that out.
Okay.
We had shows about kids going to college. We had shows about kids helping each other in school.
Yeah,
You know
we're
what I
not
mean?
getting that.
After school specials. You know what I'm saying?
It has to be a special
It-
segment.
Here's a good
and they
one.
do something to make that crap.
What's the guy's name that died? That he was talking a lot of crap about women. He had women coming on.
Oh, you talking about man?
What's his
Kevin
name?
Samuel.
Kevin Samuel.
Yeah.
And it was the other one named Andrew Tate. or
He
something.
you said he did what?
Kevin
He-
Samuel. He had this talk show where
He had a
he
podcast.
critiqued. You know what I'm saying? From what I understand, he had men on it first.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? He had a lot of men on, and
Mhm.
then women started chiming in. So you know, it was a bigger audience for him to get with the women, I guess.
Okay.
You know,
He
and
said something bad.
and he dealt a lot of times. He had it all depends on what side of the fence you on.
Okay.
You know, and what I was talking about is as far as women making these demands, he talked about that a lot. You know what I'm saying? And why certain women at certain ages are still by themselves. You know, and so much. And he would tell them, you know, get a dog. You know, get you a dog because that's what you're gonna be with. For
Somebody
the rest of your
got
life.
killed just now.
Where?
Trump ally shot at debate in Utah dies from injuries. Charlie Kirk dies
Shot
after
at
being
campus
shot
event.
at campus event in Utah,
Yeah.
says President Trump on BCC News. Do I know it for sure? I don't know, but I'm
Right,
finna
right.
see. You know, U.S. Canada live Trump ally.
Charlie Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
May he rest in peace. But you know,
Yeah, man. Well, who shot man?
ain't no telling.
This is what we're
he might
talking
have been
about.
up
Why
there
so
doing hate
angry?
Angry.
speech. You know what I'm saying? He might have been up there doing a hate speech just like his leader. You know what I'm saying? That dude ain't had a kind word to say about nobody, never. You know, and you talking about an immature brain.
He said some nice, kind things. He said there was
there's
kind people on both sides. What are you
That's
talking
what I'm
about,
saying.
John?
A cow was straddling the fence.
You said never.
You know, right?
You
He
can't
hasn't.
say that.
That was crap.
You know that right
That was
there.
crap. That was being as soon as
He
came
was
out his mouth.
sincere.
As soon as it came out his mouth. Yeah, he was sincere about his ignorance, no doubt. No doubt.
You know,
But we ain't gonna get on that dude because y'all don't want me to curse. So we gonna have to say that. No, that's just I can't like certain things you just can't talk about without putting certain words in there. And that dude is
yes,
one
you
of
can.
them. He is one of them. For me, he is, man, come on. This dude is, but to me, since we talking about it real quick, I'm looking forward to him destroying this country.
No,
I am.
Let's not talk about politics, please.
We need a reset.
We
need
do.
a reset.
But don't say that.
I'm just
One
saying.
person can't destroy anything.
No.
It would take.
But he got millions of followers that think like him, regardless of what he says.
They still don't outnumber the good.
Just like he told this reporter yesterday, you should be placed in front of a firing squad. You know? And that's not the first time he said that to someone. He told his one sister that was trying to ask
They doing sound bites on it. Is that what they're doing? They got sound bite on it.
I had put it up on YouTube, so it's like you watching a recording of it.
Sherry saying something here.
What'd you say, Sherry?
We all have the ability to make the decision to choose and change what we think about at any given time. If I find myself thinking bitter thoughts, I reflect on that and do or think something else. That's true.
Give yourself more information.
Yeah. We do have the choice. We have the choice.
And the only time you don't have the choice is you've been lied to. Then you don't have the right information to make a proper choice.
Right.
There's that psychologist, William Glacier, I think is his name. He wrote a book called Choice Theory. And basically his idea is if he could teach the entire world about choice theory, we would have a different world. Yeah. And the choice theory, the basis of it is we all have a choice to do everything. Every action, every emotion we have, we have a choice.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Going through things in life, you know, we can sit in it and
don't block my choices. If you lie to me, you block my choices.
No, but what I'm saying is it's like we all go through stresses in life, right? We all experiencing this inflation, and I went to Sam's Club, so prices are higher. So, but we're all experiencing all of these things, right? But it's how do you deal with it? You can choose to deal with it with a good attitude, whereas you focus on solutions and not the dang problem, right? The problem gonna be there, but if you ain't oh my God, what am I gonna do? And you're not focusing on solutions,
you're stressing.
It's gonna make you angry, and then you're gonna go and transfer that shit to somebody else. And then somebody else would transfer it to somebody else, and dominoes.
Right. And I'm always encouraging people to journal. You know what I mean? Journal, put it on paper. You know what I'm saying? And when you do that, and if it just so happens you journal about an individual, you send it to that person. You know what I mean? And so,
send it to them.
Why you sending it to them? They don't care about
therapeutic.
What you think about them. Ain't none of their business.
It ain't
and they didn't ask you.
No.
So keep that. That's for you to get discernment. Why you gotta let them know? They didn't ask you
because they was what was that? They was rude to your anger. You know what I mean?
But
so you gotta,
I don't think you should send it to that person.
No, I don't think you should.
Yeah, he up here. He angry still.
No, I do.
Come on, you should send it to that person. No. No,
like
John.
They tell a person in
no,
AA,
John.
He has a deep desire to get that.
This ain't AA. This is not alcohol. No, it's not. No, it's not. Alcohol is the third thing. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Because when you get to
he's trying to make up stuff.
No, listen.
No matter what you say, but I'm gonna listen.
When you get to a certain point in that program, they want you to write a letter to that person. You know what I'm saying? To your family or whoever you may have harmed. I'm just saying it's the same thing,
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Anger is anger, sweetheart.
We talk about AA. AA is not anger.
You ever ran into a drunk that couldn't control
Oh
themselves?
Lord, I ran into a lot of happy drunks.
They do a lot of damage to their families. You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of damage
and
to their
families
friends.
have a choice to stay around.
And when they come out of
that's
that,
what we talking about. Choices.
Sometimes
and when they
sometimes
come out
it's
of
fair
that,
to leave. Actually.
and they get themselves together, you know, and part of that 12-step program is to go back and make your apologies, you know, because if you don't do these apologies, then you probably ain't sincere. You probably gonna have a relapse real soon, you know, because a part of growing is a part of owning your crap. You know what I mean? You got to own it. You know, just like I said, I don't need no apology. I just need you to own it and work on yourself. Until you could do that, stay away from me. You know, and that's with anyone.
No, I agree with that,
But unfortunately, this individual, you know, that's my me and this young lady. We used to be like I told you earlier, 1982. Add it up. You know,
John. I wouldn't send my journal page to someone that despises me.
Yeah. Where the hell is Vanilla? Man, I be getting calls from somewhere everywhere, man. These folks. But hey, that's gonna be the next show. Spam calls and people that's calling you, they ain't even speaking English. You know, hey, I speak to Don. Like, who you want to speak to? Mr. Don K? Like, I just hang up. You know what I mean? You see, I don't get angry at them.
Man.
I just hang up.
Okay, have you ever gotten angry at something and regretted how you behaved later?
I would have to say no.
Oh, come on, John. I find that hard to believe.
That's what my daughter said. You know what I'm saying? She actually, you know, she said, John, you mean tell me you didn't start none of this stuff that, you know, none of these issues that you be having with your family?
Is that everybody else?
John,
you know?
Do you think you have a little bit of narcissism?
Yep.
I don't think so.
Of course, the narcissists don't think that.
I start off. Anyone
like, why are you asking him this question? Are you just trying to get him on public to embarrass him?
No.
Be like, we all both know he's okay.
I believe in extending respect. I believe in treating the person the way you want to be treated. You know, and I start out with that with anyone. You know what I mean? I have kids that can,
unless they do something wrong to them, then that go out the window.
Now I gotta, you know,
so where are you at? You like both sides. You just whatever's convenient. You're not that different from Trump.
Why would I keep offering respect?
Sense,
that's very disrespectful.
No, that's not disrespectful. Because those are the same narcissists. That's
no.
Again, if you
say, like we said months ago when we was having a conversation months ago. Oh yeah, I did because at one time I thought maybe I hit her wrong. You know, that was she kept trying to defend me talking about how I respond to racists and hate. You know what I mean? And I ended up telling her, man, you sound like you want to sleep with the enemy.
Oh, who, me?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
you know, so we
can move on from there.
Oh.
You know? And I thought about it. I'm like, man, you know,
but that I don't absorb that
but that's
because
how I felt. You know,
and that's fine.
But shooting down my feelings.
Because you often say things from your emotions.
Like I say, stop trying to
water you down.
That's not watering you down. That's just saying.
Because you want me to address someone to come to me with hate. And still talk to them with love and kindness.
No.
That's what I do.
No,
it didn't work.
Here's a method.
That's not even.
Just don't say shit at all. Block that number.
Yeah.
That's it.
How do you block a redneck that come up to you talking bullshit?
Well, I mean, I told him where to put it.
Please, sir, don't talk to me like that. You know, that's not nice.
No. This is how I.
You know,
it's like what?
Leave me alone, please. Leave me alone.
You are very sick, and I hope you get better soon.
He approached me.
You
think he got
but
hate
we
in him?
need that.
We need. He approached
you know,
me.
We need. How you say? Everybody's different. Yeah. No people are necessarily the same. Now we can have the same thought process and agree on things, but we don't have to be the same in order to agree.
Right.
You know, am I ups? How you say for somebody to come up like that and spurt somebody or be rude? No, that's not nice.
That's what I was addressing.
You know,
at the time.
But does that mean because I don't handle them with the same rudeness that I'm weak or that I'm this way? No, I didn't say you said that. Right. But now I'm thinking that now that you keep defending it.
John, but
listen. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I said, but we can agree and not have the same and not be the same.
Right.
You know, we can say, okay, yeah, that person, what he did was wrong.
Right.
But we don't have to react the same way.
Right.
You know, it's not like I'm in support of him because I don't act in the same way you do.
Right.
We both agreed what he did was wrong.
Right.
We just choose to handle it differently, but that doesn't make me weaker or this or that. We can. Yes, that's all I'm saying.
So choice theory, though, choice theory.
Okay.
Mhm.
You had a choice how to handle that, and you chose to write that message. I get it, right? I get it, because I was going back with that a certain person back and forth with them, and then I was just like, wait a minute, this is like draining my energy. Plus, I got work to do.
Right.
Why am I doing this?
Right.
So space.
It was more like, thank you and have a great day.
Right.
And blocked. That's
Right.
it. That's it. If you try to send any of the threatening message, that's it. You're not getting through. It's not getting to me.
Right.
But choice theory. I had a choice now to continue on engaging in that foolishness and wasting my time, or to just put a stop to it. And I didn't have to say anything negative
Right. I
about
don't think
it.
I
Just
said anything negative.
put a stop to it. You're not draining my. You did, John. You did.
What did I say that was
You
negative?
know, John.
What did I say?
John.
You
John said,
contributed to the
"That ain't
entire
negative."
message. What did I say that was negative?
Then in the end, you know what you said, John.
said
That
stay
sparked,
the hell away from me.
that triggered her.
No,
That triggered
trust me, this person don't need nobody triggered her. That's her nature. Nastiness.
Yeah, but John, you could have still responded. You know what? I appreciate what you're saying. I love you as a sister. But you got the same parents.
It just irks me.
I love all my brothers and sisters, all of them.
Right, yeah.
But just some people, you have to love them from afar.
Yeah.
That's all. It's healthier for both of us.
Yeah, stay out of my
Because,
energy.
there's a thin line between Cindy
Right.
and crazy.
Right. Stay out of my energy. You know what I mean? Because, I'm trying to keep myself calm and cool. You guys know what I've been dealing
I'm
with.
good over here.
I don't need that. And every time she texts me that, it comes like maybe once or twice a month. But I know it's crap. And then the other day it just came and I'm like, you know what? Let me go and get off my line.
Don't let anybody get you out of your shit. Just don't.
Don't allow
It ain't
anyone
even
to
worth it.
rent
I'm gonna let you
space in
read
your
that.
head.
I'm
It ain't even
You've
worth
been
it.
knowing me long
But
enough to know how I would have
It don't take
responded to
much.
that in the raw.
But John,
You know what I mean? And then you read what I say, you be like, damn, John, I did.
You got
that was so
better.
kind. You know what I mean? That was so kind.
I done rubbed up on you.
And peaceful. But it's like, the last 3 words, I guess. The last
people
4
can
words.
say whatever the hell they want to
Stay
say.
the F away from me. So that's 5
It's
words.
freedom of speech. They can say
Right,
whatever the
right.
hell they want to say.
And I can say whatever the hell I want to say.
Well,
How can you have free
but
speech
you know
and I
what?
can't?
You know what? I ain't giving nobody. So, and I think when you ignore them,
I gave her good energy.
here's the thing. No.
If I gave her the energy
If
that
you-
was in me, oh man,
Why is that energy?
I
If
wouldn't
you
be able to
ignore
talk
Why is
about
that
it.
energy?
I wouldn't be because it's what she said
No.
rubbed me.
Then
And,
get
you know,
that
and it
energy out
rubbed
of
me
she
because I
put it
know
in
it's a
you.
lie.
It's in you.
Yes, she did.
John,
She said
Yes,
it's
she
in
did.
you.
I think
So
you
she
could have
didn't
sent the message without the last part.
Is that right? Yeah, I could have, but I wanted to make sure she understood what I was saying.
No, you said what you were saying up there, but then the part that you said down there, it wasn't
That was
necessary.
my explanation point put in words. Did that sound? That sound right? I could have put 3 explanation points. But no.
In the Caribbean, what we say right now?
Right.
What the ass going on here, boy?
What's that, babe? What you say?
What on earth?
What on earth?
What on earth?
Hell on earth.
Yeah.
Your view is your perspective, and often people are talking out of their perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I will say this to you, Brother John. I think you're, and most people are emotional, and it's come out your mouth. Boom, you lead before sometimes even thinking it.
Right.
It's what you feel. Boom, it come out.
Right. I get that. Right.
And I think, of course, mistakes happen when it's done like that.
Yeah.
Because it's going to it hot.
Yeah.
But sometimes when we just sit back and go to a situation cold, it's
Right.
all often better.
Right.
So I think that's an easy way to allow people not to get you angry, or like she say, block them, or or just.
I'm a serial blocker.
That was a funny thing. Part of it.
I'm a serial blocker.
Was,
that's right.
I'm gonna go ahead and block you. Thank you. That's all I'm asking.
Well, yeah, you can
lose it. As a matter of fact, just delete me. You know what I mean? Delete me. come this last time, you gonna hear from me.
Both of y'all kind of like have a love-hate relationship. Both of y'all are back and forth.
I love my sister.
So y'all are very similar.
Y'all
got that DNA, that sibling rivalry type
This battle didn't start until about 15 years ago.
Well, that's still siblings.
Yeah. But it's been something after something. Every time I forgive, you know what I mean? I go back, we talking, here goes something else. And it's all made up.
Well, you can't ask people, you can't ask God to forgive you. You can't forgive nobody else.
Do you not have enough going on in your life that every time you get around somebody that we all know and tell them some crap, do you not think these folks gonna come and tell me? You know, and chances are,
and they'll just see how she is.
Right.
And you ain't got to say nothing.
But
you didn't think
people will want you to be aware. You know what I mean? They will want you to be aware. And it got to the point, like when my man told me
always leery when people come to me and say
when my man told me that, I said,
when
my man told me that, I said, look here, bro. I said, please do not tell me nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Do not tell me nothing else, because I have proven to people that she's wrong, because certain crap I keep. You know what I mean? You know, because I know that you're going to try to tell a lie to stress. You know, stop it. This is what I said. You know what I mean?
I got you.
And it's nothing like that, you know? So cut the crap, you know? Hey, I said crap.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
You used to crap.
I'm growing, man. I'm growing.
I have another point, right? I have another point.
Since y'all won't give me what?
I have another point. Back in the day,
you do your own promotions. That way, the only one you can demote is you. You can demote yourself.
Back in the day, people would more say something to your face.
Right.
Nowadays, they hide behind the phone and the computer.
It's the same amount of rumors going around, child. You just hear about it sooner.
It is, but I'm saying,
they still been talking about
the face-to-face thing.
Yeah,
there was more empathy. There was more caring, face-to-face. You work it out. Carefulness. Yeah.
What people say on social media and Facebook and in their car, they ain't gonna say to your face.
Right, exactly. Stop talking cowards.
I know, but what I'm saying
is, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't pay that much attention. You know what I mean? I really don't pay that much. But I love digging into them, though. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff I put on Facebook. Oh man, I do it.
You'd have been in Facebook jail so much.
But I haven't been in there since Trump been out, and I say some of the worst stuff now.
Well, he's our standard now.
Let it go. Right.
John,
right. He's a community.
Do I need to go check out your page?
Check it out. I encourage you to. You're gonna be like, man, that ain't John.
He's getting better.
No, that dude is raw.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about. Your boy, and his constituent, his cult followers. Oh man. And then it got to where I came up with a phrase to where I say, hey, I just pray that they all burn on the earth.
Oh Lord! Now, what's the difference in your sister saying
that, John?
Hey, what's the difference in your sister saying what she said to you and what you just said?
Because when I put it on these,
there ain't no difference.
John. It's because they're projecting.
No different than what you saying your sister said, though, brother.
No, I didn't wish death on her.
But you just said.
These are for racist, redneck, inbred individuals. You know what I'm saying?
But it's a sickness. You got to let them heal on their own.
Yeah. I'm going to give them some help.
They got to realize that it's a sickness.
Because it's my goal.
Not everyone is like that, though.
Because it's my goal and my mission statement is to encourage and empower. You know?
But then you got to be positive about it. You have to be consistently positive.
So once again, I'm supposed to address that. Oh, please, sir, you ain't supposed to feel like that. We're all kind people. You know, tell them something that they already know. That's why I say they hate us because they ain't us. You know, we are people that come from literally nothing.
I understand that.
You know what I mean? And we're right there. But they hate to see that. You know, look at all the towns they done burned over the years. You know what I'm saying? They tell you pull yourself up, go get your own. And as soon as we do that, what they do? They bomb it. You know what I'm saying? We had some brothers and sisters in 85 had their own thing going in the middle of Philadelphia. What they do? Drop bombs on them folks. Your government. This is your government. And I'm supposed to respect and love that? No, man. Let me tell you how I really feel about what you're doing. And now we got the same thing coming on with your boy. You know? Sooner or later, if them people show enough resistance, I guarantee you he'll drop some bombs on Chicago. And Chicago, they're in the right place. Because they FAFO, they're in the right place. You know? That's what I'm saying. You know, I'm not saying I'm the way I am because I'm from the Chi, but hey, that's where I'm from.
It's real hostile, you know.
I'm not hostile. I'm not hostile because I greet you with kindness, you know, respect.
But in this way of saying, I understand all these things happened in the past. It did. We all
That's
know.
another thing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You just can't forget. You
No,
can't
we ain't
forget,
forgetting. It's
man.
not that
You
we
can't forget.
forgetting.
If you forget, you're
But
gonna
at
get
some
mistreated.
point, no,
You
no,
know?
we're not forgetting.
Right.
But still, when people act the asshole,
There
you
go.
gotta set an
Now
example.
You just surpassed
You
me.
gotta no, you gotta set an example of a human being, how they're really supposed to be.
Right.
Not be like them.
Right. Yeah, I don't
Right?
think I was like them. I just, holding that mirror up. You know, it hurts you when I say it to you, but you ain't got no problem saying it to me. How that work? Where they do that as people say nowadays? Where they do that as, Cindy? You know,
John,
Cindy,
be a good human.
I'm trying, love. I am. Matter of
Don't
fact,
go around
later
cussing
for
people
trying,
out.
I am a good human.
You are. You are.
I am.
But we're gonna work on on the thoughts and the angry thoughts.
Right. Okay.
We're talking about angry.
Okay.
You know what has a lot to do with this too?
Uh-huh.
We all went through that damn pandemic that made no sense. The only thing that made sense was their pockets with the dang vaccines. Right. And that didn't make sense for us. It really, I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
You know what I mean?
I didn't do it.
They lied to me and forced me to take
I'm a
that
non-vaxxer.
Right.
And what?
Right.
You don't want to be my friend? Oh well.
Right. They tell me,
But
well, Mr. McKay, if you blah blah blah, then we blah blah blah. I took that jab and nothing moved.
well,
That's why I'm in Florida.
we all went through isolation. So
Uh-huh.
isolation is another reason for the bottled up anger.
You see, and that's another thing. You talk about choices. It was, you choose to let them folks isolate you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I got off that operating table, I couldn't move until I got out the hospital three days before they shut the country down. Okay, I had to give myself time to heal. But as soon as I was able to move around by myself, I hit the road. By the time I got back to Chicago, I'd have traveled about 120, 150,000. I mean, 150 miles. I mean, not what I'm saying. 150,000 miles. You know, roll that little equinox out. You know what I'm saying? I was rolling. I always, because I was saying then so my thing was if the Grim Reaper want me, you're gonna have to get me on the road. I'm not gonna be sitting down over here depressed, especially during the winter time. Chicago is the most depressing place in the winter. Especially if you can't move around, if you're living in fear of getting sick or something like that. That's why when I took that journey, I rolled and rolled and rolled and rolled. And Florida was the only state that didn't get snow that year. I'm like, well, I guess that's where I got to be. Then my brother was like, oh man, if you move in the Orlando area, the hurricanes are gonna be nothing but like a storm. So that's why I'm in this area. And come on, man. But what else we got down there? We didn't touch on half the stuff because y'all was hung up on me.
So what we got here? Well, we talked about technology and social media. Overdriven algorithm trigger people.
Right.
So if you start looking at one video,
Uh-huh.
let's say for instance YouTube
that's
and
me.
Facebook,
I gotta admit that's me.
The algorithm will send you similar videos.
Right, I be seeing that crap and I be like, here we go.
Yeah, and now it's just like you start from being.
As a matter of fact,
it's just too bad.
Don't look at my page. I don't want you looking. No,
I won't. Because my perception of you might change. No, it won't. I want to know you as a sweet John.
Just like those folks that read it. I done had people over the years be like, John, when they see me, they'll be like, man, I love what you're saying, blah, 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 blah. You on point. But because of the way you saying it, I can't like it and share it. I'm like, who? But they say, but I know that's you. You know what I mean? Just like my man Sean, when I was at the crib, I was rapping with Sean and Dwayne when I had that first major heart attack. We was out. And we was talking about this other cat that I had to cut off, because he kept coming at me with crap, And Sean was like, John, man, like I told him, you know how John get down, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, bro, you just don't understand the understanding I tried to give him. You know what I mean? I tried, but he made a certain statement that just Oh, okay, here you go, dog. Since you act like you don't know me, you know. And it took a long time, many statements for me to get there, you know. But when you accuse me of sending racist messages to another black man, how's that possible?
John, are you angry about that?
No, I'm just letting you know. And that's what homeboys say. Like, hey, look here for in the future, because they was man. You talking about? You think I was scared? Them dudes look like they just saw Casper. You know, especially my man Dwight. I had to look up at him while I'm on the floor. Dog, I'm all right. I'm all right. You know, relax, brother. I'm all right. You know,
There's one thing I love about Florida. It's like you could live in because one of these points here is about traffic triggers.
Right.
You know, I couldn't stand being in the traffic. I don't like Miami for that traffic. So, I mean, we have traffic here in Florida, but there's still in Orlando,
nothing like those cities.
Nothing like those other cities.
I got
They're actually expanding the I-4.
Oh yeah.
Yep. We got HOV lanes and stuff.
Express lanes going further south. You know, they just need to get them past Disney. You know, once you get, you know, when you get past Disney, you cool. Yeah. But it could take you an hour to get through Disney. And it's like I was telling folks, you know, in Chicago, it might take you an hour and a half, 2 hours to go from the west side to the south side. That's how bad the traffic is.
So try moving to a city with less traffic. That might help.
Right. Hey, you know, so you might be able to arrive at work and arrive back home without being stressed. Because you definitely need those, you know what I'm saying? You definitely need that time to separate, and that'd be your ride on. At least it was for me when I was doing behavioral health. You know, I had an hour drive, you know. So whatever was going on in the house, by the time I got to work, you know, it was, when I got to work, except when I was going, you know, except when I was asleep, my wife used to say, "What did so-and-so do to you today?" You mean of yesterday. I'm like, what you talking about? Oh, because you was on it in your sleep. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, really? I'm like, yeah, that little jerk did have you a little riled up yesterday. Because you wanted to choke him, but you know you can't because you know you got to, you know what I'm saying?
Who you gonna choke?
These, you know, it ain't these kids' fault, especially if you read their book, you know what I'm saying, and what they've been through and the reason, you know what I'm saying, why they there. We talking about pretty much decompressing in traffic, you know what I mean?
Oh.
It got to trigger you, or it could be a therapeutic role for you, you know. And that's what I use to tell you the truth.
Oh,
if
it's
I was
all
to get
upset,
I take a ride, you know what I mean? Right, I take a ride, you know.
A ride will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was telling them when I first hit the road after my implant, you know, my ride was like over 130,000 miles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hey, it got me to see what I needed to see.
Is it?
And that was the Orlando area. You know what I mean?
He ain't left yet.
I ain't gonna leave.
Who got a light? I got my peace pipe. I need to get some peace. I gotta get on the road.
Right.
What time are you leaving on the road?
Well, right now I'm going just to my son's game.
Oh,
because he's
I got one in the door. I'm gonna go get it.
Okay. So I'll go there, watch him score some touchdown.
Right. He's a bad boy too.
Hey,
Y'all get a chance, come out to the Seminole and check my man out. I heard he was getting moved up to varsity. So varsity coach is finally making a good decision.
I asked his mom. I'm like, no, them boys too big.
No, you gotta have that heart.
Them they ain't doing that.
Football is 99% heart.
You know? 90. What you said, 96?
99.
I have someone you can call to actually, you know, mentor him if he needs, you know.
Listen,
he got a lot of that, I bet.
And in fact, he got invited to this camp where it's invite only, you know, and I'm just like, I'm proud of him, and we talked about it. I said, well, how do you feel you do? You know, is it easy? And, you know, he's like, yeah, but it's work to get there. I said, okay, well, that's good.
Right.
You know, I'm only willing to do what other people say they tired of doing. And I said, hey, well, there you go.
That's what I was telling you last week. You know, you got to home up those skills in practice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Practice. The game time ain't no time to be wasting on an individual that's just not completing the plays.
He can't get no cramps.
Try somebody else. No, I'm not talking about Lonnie. Lonnie was cool.
Oh. He got a cramp too, though.
Yeah, but that's not on you. I'm talking about the drop balls,
I got
tackles. You know what I'm saying? All of that, the fundamentals of the game.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. What you do in practice, you'll do in the game.
And the practicing, you know what I'm saying? Because his teammates was out of wind. You know what I'm saying? When the fourth quarter came, you know, and we wasn't like that. You know, we practiced. We practiced the way we played. Right? Oh, you talking about conditioning? It's crazy. Like I said, they had a big boy like me, 315 pounds, running 3 miles like it wasn't nothing to it. You know, that was endurance, muscle endurance, lung endurance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to have that because when we got to the fourth quarter, oh man, the other squad huffing and puffing. It's like we just getting started.
We like, that's that clutch team there.
Because if you practice hard for 2-3 hours, you pretty much only in the game for like a half hour, 45 minutes. You know?
Yeah.
Think about it. You know, and I remember.
Look, I'll join back in on the link when I'm in the car.
I gotta send you a link.
Okay. I should be able to see. Oh, yes, right.
You know what? Is that doing a lot? Oh, you got one? You got a lighter?
Yeah, in my bag.
All right.
Oh, and before we forget.
And what you doing the lighter for?
No, it's Sherry's car. It's in the door.
Oh.
You know.
Guys, make sure you donate. Donate for John.
Man, check that.
Have a heart for John.
Cindy made that flyer, guys. Check it out. I was like, wow.
Look,
Chicago River.
He has a heart.
Chicago River.
Heart
you know what I mean?
John.
In the background. That is cold blooded. I tell you the truth. You know, that is awesome, man. I was like, whoa.
Y'all just make sure I locked up the kitchen in this front. Y'all make sure you lock up this side.
So is that front door? You say we just got to do the back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk around.
And whatever door y'all walk and see the light here is right
Gotcha.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And let it go blank there.
I'm slowly sliding over here, sliding away. There we go. I guess we get ourselves a little more centered.
Yeah, just
You lost us?
I didn't lose us.
I'll take some of my posters in case I don't see one in Detroit.
Flyer.
Oh, man. You got to take some of these flyers.
In Detroit?
Everywhere. Just take that.
I'm not taking physical. I'll take digital.
Right.
I can, and the links on there too, so they can.
Right. Right on both of them. Appreciate you. Love you. Be safe out there.
Love you too.
Mwah. See y'all chickens Monday.
She got about 5 right now.
I'm in the lead.
You still got time,
right. You're the lead.
Don't worry.
Right.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Right. Side over tab to you, right? Where you just sitting there. Yeah, but yeah, man. You know, we all have our triggers. You know, everyone has their triggers. But like I always encourage folks. Man, but some, yes, you got it. But I pray, so like I said, I just pray that everybody is able to find that point to where you get that courage, and just that's when you start healing. Once you get to expressing yourself, you get to letting that anger go, or that disappointment, or whatever. You know what I mean? It ain't necessarily got to be anger. You can be completely disappointed with someone in a situation, and that alone. Like I tell a lot of parents, that a lot of grown folks, when I started counseling adults, I was, especially the women, because women are always taking on somebody else's crap. I tell them, write down all your stresses. Yes, y'all do, because she telling me I'm emotional. But y'all emotion come with compassion, And like I tell them, write down everything that you stressing over, that you might be upset about, blah, blah, blah. I said, then go over that list and scratch out everything that ain't got directly to do with you. I said, and I guarantee you 80% of that list will disappear. A lot of times we worry about the wrong crap, So And I've never heard that exercise felon yet. You know, it's almost a sure shot.
So, you want to know another thing?
Yes, ma'am. I want to know it all.
Oh, there we go.
I'll
Okay.
see.
Well, we have less community support. Would you agree with that? Less community support?
This all depends on individuals. I mean, we offer each other community
I
support.
think I think that there are a lot of programs out there. It's just people are not looking for them.
Right, right. But it's also falling to the fact that they don't want to feel like they're exposed.
They don't want to
You know what
change.
I'm saying? Some folks don't want to change.
They're scared to
True.
change.
True.
It's easier to be a bully, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
But who you hurting?
I guess people are like
You're
that,
only hurting yourself.
Right, right. You hating yourself, your relationships, and then
Yeah.
a lot of times when you do stuff for so long, there ain't no coming back from it.
Like, why do you think it's the right thing to be a bully?
Right.
What, you think people would like you for being a bully?
Or to be disrespectful. Or, all of that,
Come on,
I guess
man.
disrespect is sort of bullying.
Well, disrespectful is a form of bullying.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, you could be disrespectful to your parents too, right?
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily bullying my parents.
I heard people have, but
there are.
That ain't me. That would never be me. Like I said, I was the youngest, and to me, that was automatically 13 whoopings. You know what I mean? My 11 siblings, my mom and dad, they gonna get you. I used to run away from, but sooner or later, I had to catch me sleep, and that belt come across my butt when I'm asleep. You know what I mean? But hey, man.
Misinformation, mistrust. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Where people just, you see
don't
things
on
social media and you believe what every person says.
Yeah.
I don't want to call them fools, but you can't believe what everybody says.
Right. A lot of folks.
A lot of things that people say are their opinions.
Right.
And I try not to express my opinion. Right. I'll tell you my experience, but not really my opinion.
Depending on who that
my opinion doesn't really matter, does it?
Right.
Because in the end, you choose what you want to do anyway.
You see, at the moment, I guess you could try to say your opinion doesn't matter. But if we get an audience out there, when we get an audience out there, and we got hundreds, maybe thousands of folks chiming in, checking it out.
We got a lot of followers.
Yeah. But I'm talking about live. You know what I mean? People go back, because last week I got over.
We're gonna go back and check.
125 views. I got over 125 views. But we never had that live. I still got the same number that I had last week, one live at a time. But hey, that's cool because I know people are really checking it out. Maybe they didn't have time to check it out live, but eventually they're gonna check it out, And I hate to go backwards, but I still think last week's show was great.
It's on there.
It was a great show. Yeah, I know. It was a great show.
So another thing is people make small things big things. Like they really blow stuff out of proportion.
Right.
But anger is also an addictive feeling. Yeah. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
Think about it. When you get angry, how does it make you feel? You get all bottled up inside and start heating up, and you're like and you're just feeling good about talking about the frustrating stuff, and you're talking about it more and more and more.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be trying to be so peaceful, Cindy. That's why I remove it. I remove it, especially nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It's like right now, there's a sensation there.
Oh, yeah.
And you know how many times I said, no, it's not because of that, but you know how many times I've just said quietly, please don't shock me. Please don't shock me. PTSD is real. Anxiety is real. So
like it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
I tell you, there's a time like a lot of months ago that I pressed the delete button on anger for Cindy. It's gonna take a lot for you to get me angry.
Right.
There's a thin line, but still it's my choice when I cross over.
Now, do you think there's a difference between anger and aggravation?
Yes, because anger is the feeling that's present that I'm gonna display. Aggravation just sounds annoying. It's something that's just it's a feeling. I can ignore it. I could deal with it.
Right.
Aggravation I could deal with, but anger is just like once I get angry, I know for me in the past,
Right.
I swear I used to be a different personality.
Right.
I used to switch to another.
May I make a disclosure? I know every podcast, people see me like, man, that dude wipe his nose a lot. He always blowing his nose. It's something that can't be helped.
Yeah, it's part of the condition.
Right. It came along with the condition, the leaky nostril. I could just sit there and look like Russell. Just have a constant flow. Right, Roscoe. Hey, Roscoe. Put a constant flow of snot, but I can't do that.
Martin.
Right, so that's why y'all always see me with tissue in hand. But yeah.
Yeah. So anger is definitely different from aggravation.
Yeah.
You could deal with aggravation. It aggravates me to know that there are groups of people out there who just don't like me. And what's there not to like about me?
You see, but that's the thing. That type of stuff do not aggravate me. It don't even bother me. You know what I mean? How you feel about me, it don't matter. What matters is how I feel about you. To me, that's what matters. How I feel about you.
I'm really not aggravated about it.
Yeah.
I really don't have shits to give about it.
Right. There you go, number 6.
No. Really? You counting?
Yeah.
Dang on it. I might have to get you a lotto ticket or something.
Right. Something.
Shit. Would you settle for a lotto ticket?
Yeah, that'll work. That's 7. You done zoom past me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still stuck on 3.
So, personal attacks, health problems. Those are a lot of things that we're pretty much experiencing, right?
Yeah.
Because stress, man. If you make this shit stress you out, because I even say I got a lot of work. I work very hard.
Mm-hmm.
I work very hard, and as an agent, try being a good friend with a real estate agent. Yeah, she's probably gonna show up late a lot. She's probably gonna miss some things.
Really?
And just gonna show up just in time. Oh, did I just miss it?
Right.
Yeah. So I really have no.
3 o'clock. Pop up at 4:30.
Shush, John.
Okay, no personal attacks. My apologies, gorgeous. My apologies.
Forgive it.
Thank you.
Forgive it. Shift focus. Focus on the positive.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
What we're really trying to tell them is just really, there's no need to be angry.
Right.
Anger is a choice, and it's an addiction. So think about that. If it's an addiction, when you sit down tonight and you get angry about something, or you think about the things that you were angry about, just think, does it really matter? There's so much other things that could happen with this world. Yeah. There are things out there in the atmosphere that we can't even control.
Right.
Freaking comets that might be coming towards the earth and all of that shit. Right. The weather, we can't control those things. Right. But what you can control is your emotions. You can.
Yeah.
You can.
But I honestly feel if you don't express yourself, you know what I mean, and if you don't think, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to end up venting on someone that never caused you anything. That's what I'm saying. You got to be direct to the root cause. Like when you got a bunch of weeds growing in your yard and all you doing is trimming them, but you ain't getting those roots, they're going to keep coming back.
Well,
they're going to keep growing.
I understand what you're saying, but sometimes getting to the root cause, sometimes you just spray some weed and feed on it and it won't come back.
Yeah, so you
versus going and taking your hand and pulling it out and then I get a rash or something.
So you contaminate your own environment. I said, so you got to contaminate your own environment. That's why I'm in the condition I am. Pesticide.
Well, when I say pesticide, for me that's the block button.
Yeah.
That's the block button.
What you mean block button? Oh, you talking about for a person?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about, like you say, I was thinking literally the weed killing and shit. And it's like, you gotta get to the root of it, dig it out, and you're done with it.
So what you're saying is like the block button, the problem is still gonna exist.
Yeah. Because
we gotta talk it out. We gotta talk
Right,
more.
right. But if the conversation is one way, just express yourself and you move on.
But there's a reason why I would be, you know, I would feel I need to block a person. There's a
And
reason
why is
why.
that?
Once they start being toxic and then you're telling me negative things,
Right,
especially shit that ain't true,
right,
I have zero tolerance for that. I'm not
right,
gonna allow you to do that.
right.
Okay? Because now you're talking out your ass. Was that nine?
That's
What
like
number is that?
9.
9. No, seriously, they're talking.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah. Outside of their
foolishness.
neck. Right,
Right.
right,
So I'm not gonna tolerate that.
right,
When you're ready to speak like a mature human being,
right.
and we don't have to sit in front of each other's
Just
face.
own your shit. That's
Own
so
your shit.
mature. That's all
Take
that's
responsibility for your
that's called
actions.
maturity. You know what
That's
I mean?
it.
You know,
Yes,
be
I
mature
did this
enough to
or
own-
that,
Right, right,
and
right,
it caused this or the
right.
other.
You know, I was wrong. You know what I mean?
But
You know?
instead, they want to project their wrongdoings and blame someone
Yeah,
else for
yeah.
their
Actions.
yes.
Yeah. You know, that's not cool.
That's the
That's not
dumb
cool.
that's the dumb
You
stuff.
know?
I can't.
Right,
I don't get it.
right.
I don't get it. It doesn't make me angry. It's disturbing.
Right.
It's disturbing.
Right. And then with a lot of people, once they realize that they're not really fooling you, that's when that's when their true colors come out.
I feel like
You
there
know?
should be a medicine for that
Right.
because
It
it's a
is.
sickness.
You know what it is? It's called if you put your top lip and your bottom lip together.
Shut up. Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let
It's a
those two
medicine.
meet.
Silence.
You be all right. You know, but a lot of folks can't
Even
do
a
that.
fool will
you know?
sound smart if they shut up.
Exactly. Right, right. STFU. You know? Shut it up. You know? That's what we should
Shifting
start doing.
focus.
That's what we need to start doing. You know, abbreviate. Like
I can't. That take too much time.
It's like they communicate nowadays. I have a
That
friend.
take too much time.
I have a friend. She's in the medical industry, you know, and she supervises a lot of folks. You know, she told me a few years ago we was talking about, you know, how you got to try to figure out all these little letter things that you kids be writing. She's like, John, you won't believe that these folks actually write their reports like that. And she said, I gotta send crap back all week. You know what I mean? This ain't what you do. Spell it out. You know what you talk about. You know.
Now we got all this
Yeah.
chat GPT and stuff.
Yeah, and they think it's
They'll
cool
never
because
know
that's
how to-
the only way they know how to communicate. No, even though you got that degree, you know, apparently this is what you think is okay, and that's what I'm saying. People want you to conform to what they're coming out to be, and that's not going. It ain't gonna fly.
I
It
wish
ain't
I
gonna
can
fly.
what you call it? What's the movie I was telling you about? You guys got to watch this movie called Idiocracy. Idiocracy. I'm gonna have to post it in the chat.
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy. So it came out years and years ago,
Right.
and it's basically they froze a man, like I don't know, let's call it 50 years before or something like that, maybe more or whatever. They froze him,
Right.
and he woke up way in the future. And when he woke up, when he went to sleep, he was the dumbest guy on earth.
Right.
And when he woke up in the future, everything was different, and he was the smartest guy on earth.
Really?
He was the smartest guy on earth. It's hilarious. It's
Right.
hilarious. But it is like, it's exactly where our planet is going. It's being run by damn fools.
Yeah. Idiots.
It's being run by cowards also.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's being run by greed.
Right.
And people who just don't care and want to set up their generation wealth. That's
Right.
all they care about. Generation wealth.
And that's one of my go-to terms when I'm talking about these folks. I call them sniveling A cowards. You know, that's what you are. You know, that's what you are. So don't get mad at me for holding the mirror up. You know, like I said, my man, you know, do keep diaper. You know what I'm saying? Dump smelling. You know, come on, man. You out here talking about people, you know, unwashed. You know, come on, man.
What are you talking about,
I'm
John?
talking about that orange cat. You know, you want to sit up here and talk about folks.
You know what,
And,
though? Here's the thing.
I'm gonna use this third grade vocabulary against people.
this will teach people. A lot of people learn lessons from this experience.
Yeah.
Not because they talking like that means they like that.
Yeah.
I have a couple of friends who used to be friends with me, and there's one in particular who is running for an office position.
Right.
And knowing them in person, I don't want to vote for that person.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So be careful who you vote for.
Right. That's why I don't
You know,
like these
when they putting up their face and stuff and well vote for me and this and that.
Right.
How they are at heart.
Right.
It's not something that you could really detect
Right.
because they all lie, right?
Yeah.
Who's honest these days? Who's really honest?
To a fault.
Will you believe me if I say I'm honest?
Yeah.
Will you believe me if I say I'm honest?
I would.
If I'm not looking at you right now,
Right.
but I'm looking at you, would you believe me if I'm honest?
I bet you
that I'm honest.
That don't look like an honest face to y'all. Even though she do cuss with a smile, so do I. And no, she's not psychotic, guys. Always from it.
I'm not on Prozac or nothing.
Right.
No, this is just this is me.
They're coming to take
Welcome.
me away.
Welcome to Cindy.
Right.
But okay, so where we at, John? Because are we coming up on an hour?
I know we're having fun. We've been over an hour.
What am I supposed to do?
Over an hour.
I'm thinking, what else am I supposed to do today? There's some things that I didn't take care of.
As far as this or something
No,
else?
it's just other things, yeah.
But you said you had to cancel
What's
a couple
tomorrow?
of appointments. Are you able to pick them up this evening?
Okay, so I handled one appointment. I just, I handled that.
Right.
There's one tomorrow.
Right.
I have appointments over the weekend too.
Cool.
It's almost Friday already.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Sherry was mentioning earlier about how time flying by. I'm like, good. I need the 29th to get here tomorrow.
No, man. I ain't ready for Christmas yet.
I don't do Christmas, so.
Well,
I no
Christmas says to me is vacation time.
And you know the worst thing about that is my best childhood memories around Christmas. Yeah.
And you don't do Christmas?
They made sure everybody had mostly what they wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so why you don't like Christmas?
And I had Christmases with presents wrapped around the tree.
So, John.
Beautiful childhood, man.
The question of the day.
What's that?
Why don't you do Christmas anymore?
I don't do it because I've gotten information that I believe now.
That there's no Santa Claus?
I've been to that. But I'm talking about as far as the origin of these holidays.
Yeah.
And the meaning that it was, like us, I say us, our people, we tend, well, I guess it's everybody, like to believe the beautiful lies. You know what I mean? The beautiful lies, I call them, and it's not reality, Like you trying to tell me that this guy that you worship.
Let's not talk about him, please.
Okay.
I ain't
talking about the orange man.
Okay.
I'm talking about JC. That he was supposed to have been born in December.
Who's JC?
JC.
JC.
You tell me that this is his birthday. And the reason why what really turned me off to that is the fact that I always questioned it, since I was a kid. Like I said, my uncle was a reverend. My oldest brother was an evangelist, you know what I mean? And they would always talk to the kids, try to talk to the kids. But I was one of them kids that asked questions, and a lot of times they didn't like my questions.
So, John, what did they say about Christmas, though?
They didn't say anything about Christmas. It's about what I found out, and it's that it's all commercial. It's all commercial.
It's all economically
not
driven.
What they say it's supposed to be, because nobody behaves that way.
Just like
and
Valentine's
just like
Day.
Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? Just like Thanksgiving,
Why are you gonna choose one day to love?
I don't celebrate none of them. Valentine's Day, none of that.
How many times you see me love? You see me wait for Valentine's Day to love?
That's
love is like my favorite emoji.
Day. It's all day. You give every day.
Every day.
You try to give something. You don't just wait till the 25th of December or the 26th and 28th of November, to be thankful for what you got. Thanksgiving is every day.
Yeah.
You know, and I can only imagine how I'd be if my mom was still here. I damn sure wouldn't
So-
be waiting till the end of May, the middle of May to celebrate Mother's Day.
Yeah.
You know, never have, probably never would. You know.
I buy Christmas gifts and stuff for my kids,
Mm-hmm.
but it's never. I don't break my pocket
Right.
because I don't want them to grow up with the idea of expecting expensive. It's
Right,
value. You
right,
know what I'm saying?
right,
The value shouldn't
Right.
be in a thing.
right,
The value should be in people,
right.
right? And so they'll never be like, oh well, she got something that's more expensive than me, or we'll ask them, well,
Right.
what do you need?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. It's always been
Right.
like, we're not gonna just get bullshit because
Right.
was
But
it
it's like,
10?
yeah, that's about 10 right there. So you kind of do it for yourself. You do it good. Keep track. But it's like I told my grandbabies when I stopped celebrating, probably about, say, 6, 7 years ago, something like that, maybe 7, 8 years. I told them, you guys call Poppy year round. I say, this is where Poppy is at in life. I no longer celebrate. So when I don't get you anything for Christmas, you know that you got 364 more days to ask Poppy for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not going to participate in no more lies and no more fairy tales. And that's all I try to get people to understand about me with all this other new crap going on. And all of a sudden, we got 10 sexes. How did that happen? You know? All of a sudden, we got 10 different sexes. Get out of here with that crap. That's what you want to believe. You can't force me to go along with your fantasy.
Is that how much we got then?
I don't know how many it is,
Dang,
but I know it's more than
MIA.
2.
We got over 4,000. How many religions?
Man, we get there. That's what I'm saying. And the killer about religion, they all say they believe in God, but they got hate towards every different religion that's not theirs. And since when?
10,000.
And since when did God become hate? God is love.
10,000 religions.
Yeah. God is love, and that's why I come to the conclusion that He's in me. Because I try to live in love. I try to move in love. You know. So I don't need no outside forces to go try to and have some folks that I know ain't right call themselves trying to tell me about God.
Okay, how much sexes we have now? Because based on biology, humans have 2 sexes, male and female.
Right. But now with the mental illness that's out there and so widespread without people getting help, instead of getting help, parents are going along with it to make them easy, which what we was talking about last week. You conform to your child's behavior to not try to be a bad parent. But to me, you are doing your children a disservice, and then you try to talk about, well, when he was 1, he knew. Are you serious?
Sex versus gender.
Oh, a 1-year-old can't communicate nothing but I want that bottle, I want that candy, I want what's on that table. You know what I mean? But they can't tell you or think about, oh, I'm a boy, I should be a girl.
Come on, man.
You can't tell me that. I refuse to believe that.
I have a friend that told me he knew he was gay from when he was probably about like 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah. Well, that's a little old enough to start. So I got memories that go back that far, so I can understand maybe that. But my question would be to him, who touched you? Who taught you that?
No, I mean
you know what I mean? Because
never
I
said anybody
you,
touched
none
them.
None of them want to admit it. But at some point in their life, they get caught up in that same behavior because that's something you can't hide. Like the song say, you can't hide from yourself.
But some people are born with more hormones than the other side.
Yeah.
So, but they can still choose. Yeah.
But like I said, according to my profession, from my profession, and the kids I dealt with, they was like that. I had one of the most brilliant little boys. Let's call him VW. Those that work with me know this kid. VW, he was so intelligent that he wasn't a thug, but he was getting that treatment. He was on the unit with a lot of thugs, so-called thugs. He controlled them boys like it wasn't nothing to it. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of hilarious to the point to where we had to tell them, take it easy on these guys. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want them football field?
No, as far as being on that unit, because at the place I was working, we had 12 guys max on the unit. It was a behavior transitional assistant program, what it was. And so my man VW, he was so in tune, but the fact he up and told me a story, and it was a teacher that did it to him, like I'm saying, if they tell the truth to themselves, they can get over their issues.
Wow.
I'm not saying that nothing is 100%, but I'm saying 9 out of 10 times when it's like that, it's because something happened to them.
Something was done to them.
I got 2 nephews that are like that, love them to death. I don't know about the one, but I know the other one.
How about men that hate women? I mean, like straight men that hate women. What do you make of that?
9 out of 10 times they got mommy issues.
Money issues?
Mommy issues.
Mommy issues.
And a woman can avoid all of that if they just take some time to spend some time around that cat. If his mama ain't here, give him to talk about his mama. See the type of words he uses. Give him to talk about his sisters or nieces. See what type of word they use. Because if he could use this towards his people, what you think he gonna do to you when he get mad? If you ask, oh man, how was your relationship with your mom? Oh, F that B. She the reason why I'm blah 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 blah. Like I got a nephew that does that. This joke is 57
How about
years
if
old.
they got daddy issues? What do you think the opposite side is going to be?
Now that could also end up making a boy soft, because now if you know what I'm saying, now I had a buddy, he got mad at me because I said 9 out of 10 times, when a boy is raised by nothing but women, he gonna be soft. You know what I mean? Oh, man, I was raised by my mom and sister. I said nothing is 100%, brother. Nothing is 100%. You the exception to the rule. But that didn't soothe them, none. They still think that I'm taking shots at them. You know what I mean? And I can't help but laugh about it because, bro, like I say, there's nothing is 100%. Even some of them folks that's out there right now cheering for my man, following my man, they really aren't like that, but it's comfortable for them to not go against their people. And that's why I try to encourage people. You got to be an independent thinker, man. You just can't keep conforming to what you was taught. You know what I mean? What you
That
was taught.
annoys me.
Because you get misled, you get fed false information as a kid. And then you grow up, you just scared to come out of it. Like this Christianity, you know what I mean? Just because you've been told that for years and years and years, you got information out there now. Read for yourself and try to make an intelligent decision. You know, and everybody ain't gonna come to the conclusion that I came to. Because my conclusion is bull crap. It's all a hustle. It's a hustle. Because you can sit up in a church for 40 years and be a member of a church. 40 years, giving them your so-called 10%. For 40 years, you fall on bad times, you can't go get no help from them folks. They're gonna tell you to pray about it. Pray about it. Pray about it. Pray about it. So my thing is, when you send that basket around next to me for money, pray about it.
I mean, like, why not get yourself up? Get yourself up.
Yeah.
And really figure out what you're gonna do.
Yeah. Because from my understanding, in the Old Testament, when God talked about offerings and tithe, He was talking about food, clothing for the poor when they need it. You know what I mean?
When they need it.
Right. So your church is supposed to be keeping a store. You know what I mean?
Some of them do.
Keeping freezers and refrigerators, so you could go out into the community and feed the poor. Offer the poor a coat in the wintertime. Go around, catch these homeless folks that ain't got nothing but a blanket wrapped around them in December. You know what I mean? That's what you're supposed to do. People read that crap, they preach that crap, but they don't follow it. Because from what I understand, because once upon a time I was there, wholeheartedly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They even said what they say when they finish prayers in JC name. But I come to the conclusion, John, you the youngest of 12. Since when did you have to go through one of your brothers or sisters to talk to your father or mother? So why do I have to go through this fictitious individual to talk to God? And then I realized.
Well, I say thank you, JC. I say thank you.
Yeah, but who is he?
But
who is he?
He's the Son. He's actually.
Who are you?
I mean, I would say Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. I believe in three. You know,
No, I'm asking
Cindy.
you. Do you not believe that you are a child of God?
I am. I believe so.
So therefore, if you're a child of God and he's a child of God, then that means you guys are brothers and sisters.
When I say thank you, Jesus, it's out of the respect for what he did.
I don't have to say thank you, Jimmy, or thank you, Jerry, or thank you, Michael, or thank you, Joe.
John,
you know what I'm talking about. Think reality.
Don't get my problems about my Jesus.
Let's be real. I'm not here. I'm just talking about me, how I came to the conclusion to not celebrate these days. You know what I mean? And that's what I told myself. Like, dude, since when you had to go talk to one of your brothers, you know? And then that's when I come to realize that, hey, and they tell you that your body a temple. But he didn't, you know, they tell you your body is a temple. You know, it's a temple for who?
But there's a whole question: was he even real? And
if you lead with love, God is love. If you lead with love, then you lead with godly intentions. You know what I'm saying? And that's in you. That's in you. God is in you. You don't need to look no further than yourself.
So you're saying that you're not supposed to pray?
You know, huh?
Do you pray?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I pray to God. You know, and that's
God?
it. You know what I'm saying? When I finish, God is what's in me.
So if God, you don't think God didn't send
nobody never seen him. Nobody never seen him. But I can see, man did not create all of these vegetations. You know what I mean?
No, that was God. He created it.
But and what really got me to thinking is when in the Bible it says, "Worship no one or nothing but me." Okay? He didn't say, "Oh, in the future I'm gonna send you a Jesus Christ, and I need you to worship Him as well." You know, I need you to realize that the only way to get to me, even though I'm in you, is through Him. You know, no, man, come on. Let's start thinking. Well, I don't want to call folks intelligent because Lord knows I'm not the most intelligent person around here. But let's use some intelligence, man. Let's use some type of wisdom. Let's use some type of self-thought other than what people are telling you, because now you're just a robot. You know, you're just another person out there sitting in the pulpit, waiting on that cup to come around. And then you got the nerve to feel bad when you ain't got no money to offer them.
Well, here's the thing.
Come on, man.
I don't go to church anymore.
Okay.
I used to.
Okay.
But I had some church hurt.
Mm-hmm. The most hateful folks you ever run into is in church.
I had a lot of church hurt.
Yeah.
And there were actually some people in one church that I used to know in the past.
Right.
And they did something like child molestation kind of thing, and they were in a leadership position.
Right, but now he's the deacon or the pastor or the assistant pastor.
Yeah, so I went to this church and they were in the church, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not like judging. People can change, yes. But just as you got to be careful who you voting for, you got to be careful to who
you taking the word
from.
You know,
yeah,
so that's what I'm saying.
Because some of these people anoint themselves.
Most of them do.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No. I just believe, like, I read my Bible.
Right.
And I exercise being a good human being.
Right.
My friends need help, I help them.
Right.
If I see a homeless person that I think needs some help, I may help, because there's help out there for them. And if they look like a junkie, I'm not giving you my few dollars to go and buy drugs. No.
Right.
So I teach my kids to be good humans. Okay?
Right.
I don't, I could do a little better teaching them about religion, but I don't think religion is going to get them where they need to go, where this world is coming.
Yeah, teach them to tap into themselves.
Yeah,
the only person you can really trust is yourself.
Is yourself. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Deceptive practices going on in these churches, and that's why most of the molestation goes on in these churches, because because your mama trusts you, trust that reverend too much. You know what I mean? Leave you there, or that deacon, or whoever. You know, a lot of folks when they go to church, they just send their kids down in the basement.
Right.
So-called Sunday school. Yeah, they get some schooling. You best believe somebody getting to school and you don't want them to have.
Yeah.
You know, sick
No.
folks are everywhere, everywhere. That's why
You know,
you got to
people are
be
gonna
careful.
judge us, but
Yeah.
she don't teach you right about church. Yeah. You know what though? It's more important to be a good human.
Right. And
Learn how to
then,
make good choices, respect people, know how to speak to people with respect, know how to have your boundaries. If you're disrespected in a nice way, you can have boundaries.
right, right.
So they just got to know how to handle themselves out there. It's a dangerous world.
It is,
And
man.
guess what? Religion ain't going to be the thing to help them to
Right.
survive in this world.
Right. And you know, this the killing part about me with that Bible is the New Testament allegedly came after Christ died, right? The New Testament allegedly, you know, these folks that's supposed to be telling these stories was back in that time, right? Now the Bible wasn't, of course, well, the English Bible, you know, so they say that the apparently an ancient Bible been around for thousands of years, but what they doing today is nothing like it. But they put in red ink as if Jesus spoke this to them.
Yeah, but
You
that's
know what
his
I
story.
mean?
That's his story.
No, that's man's story. That's that
That's what I'm saying.
brainwashing.
His
You know what I mean?
story, history.
Right.
It's his story.
Right.
That's
And-
his version.
Right. And then you get that Bible, you talk about a King James version. Look up who King James is.
There's so many versions of it.
Yeah, but
There's
he
also
look,
the
but
Jehovah
the
Witness
main
version.
even Jehovah Witnesses use King James. You know,
Theirs is a little bit
you know,
different.
as a
I think
reference.
so.
You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying because it's edited by a different man who wants you to think a different way. You know.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I believe that the Bible is like that's my number one book. I believe in the Bible.
Uh-huh.
I don't. I believe also that there are a lot of teachings in the Bible that can help you
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
understand
it could be
your
a
life,
guide,
because
right.
if you think we're experiencing it, it's happened
Uh-huh.
before,
Oh, everything. There's
and
nothing
it's
new under
in
the
the
sun.
stories.
There's nothing new under the sun.
War is
and there's
all over the
key,
Bible.
Story. You know what I'm saying? Right. War. I mean, from Genesis, if I remember right, you know, God sent tens of thousands out to slew. You know, God sent 20, 30,000 out to slew. So you telling me God was a killer from the beginning? You know, think about it.
Well,
You know, you got to do
you got
your own
Moses with
dissecting.
the
You
ark.
got to do your own dissect. As a matter of fact, God got so angry, he killed everybody on earth except for the people on that boat.
Sorry,
If
reset.
you believe that? You believe that?
He reset. He was
I don't
angry.
believe that story.
He
I don't
was
believe
angry,
that.
but you know,
Believe that. Because how in the hell?
how do you not believe? I mean, I don't
How in the
know.
hell
I
did
don't.
Noah get 2 elephants, 2 gorillas? Think of all these animals out here.
That ark
know,
must have been bigger than
two-
a cruise ship.
That ark must have been bigger than Chicago. Come on, man. Come on. But you only gonna let your family on? You saving all these animals, but the only people that could come is your family? How selfish is that?
Didn't he invite other people on? It was just his family.
It's just his family is supposed to have been on that boat, for what I understand. You know? So
And then they found him naked.
so
The sons found
so-
him naked.
so when the earth came back from being unflooded, you know, what they call it, incest was the main thing to populate the planet.
Oh,
You know?
you never thought about that, huh?
You know what I'm saying? That's just like with this
Never
Adam
thought
and
about
Eve.
that.
You know, they had 2 sons. Who they populate the
And-
planet with? Who they populate the planet with? If there was only them 4. Come on, think about
Well,
it. That's all I'm saying. Think
yeah.
logically. You know, do your own dissect. Don't just believe it because somebody telling you that. You know, do your own work. Think for yourself.
You have to.
You know, think for yourself.
My favorite books of the Bible
Mhm.
is actually the Proverbs
Yeah.
and the Psalms. I love the Proverbs.
I have
and the
a
Psalms.
favorite verse. You know, when I first heard it, it stuck to me because I used to always be like, why in the hell should I fear what loves me? You know, they talk about fear God, fear God, fear God. And then I heard Job 28:28. It says, to fear God is wisdom, to depart from evil is understanding. You know, I'm like, I could get with that.
That's a good one, right
You know, but there's at least a half a dozen times that my brother pointed out to me that they admit that this book is an allegory. What is an allegory? fictitious tales. Didn't take place. It's just examples. You know, so people put their life, bet their families, bet their everything on what they read in this Bible when it's supposed to be just a guideline. So like they broke down there. People always trying to use things to spread words out, but the main thing I was hearing is that Bible means basic instructions before leaving Earth. You know, you know. So that could be your dictionary. That could be your history book if you chose to believe what they tell you in the history books. Now we all know the history books have been a lot.
Yeah.
And like I told my brother, man, in 2015, when I first started what they said, black folks waking up, you know, what they did to that little brother down in Ferguson, you know. And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, dude, you got to reconsider what's going on because I just straight hate, and your judicial system and your government don't see nothing wrong with it, you know. And then you realize, as old as this country is, it's only spent about 2 or 5 years in peace without war, you know. But you got in God we trust. How are you godly when all you do is kill folks, especially us, And that's why I don't believe we came over. I don't believe we came over here on no damn boats. We was already here. We populated this entire planet. You know what I mean? That's why when they go places and they find these statues, who they looking like? Everywhere, in every corner of this earth, every land, everything. They find them old statues, who they looking like? Come on, man. So what is that telling you? And if you've grown enough now, and I say that the oppressor's biggest mistake was that internet, because we had nothing to go by except for the information they fed us, But now you got this internet, you could pull an ancient crap up.
Internet was
pull up the real history.
Was the worst thing that could.
It was the worst and the best.
It's a bitter evil.
Yeah, it was the worst and the best. You know what I mean? It was.
Yeah.
That's because man always.
Bittersweet.
Hey, that's because man could find a way to like make anything dirty, And another conclusion I brought myself to, I just came to this maybe.
Is it going to be long?
No, it's going to be short.
Because I'm starting to feel sleepy now, John. We're over 2 hours.
Am I boring you?
No, I just need to sleep more at night.
You see, and that's another thing. They say. I ain't gonna say that.
I work too much.
Yeah, you do. But no, you don't work too much. You work for what you feel you need to have. And I can't wait to get back to it, man. I can't wait for next spring. But I was gonna say this, and then I'm through with it. Like they say, the devil was kicked out of heaven because of what? He wanted to be worshipped like God, right?
Devil have an ego.
Yeah, he wanted to be worshipped like God up in heaven, and it ain't gonna happen. So God sent him to earth. So let's say he sent him to earth. What's going on in these churches and whatnot? They praising and worshiping, but they're acting like evil. So who are they really praising and worshiping? The devil got what he wants right here on earth. He got people praising him and after him, hallelujah, all that crap. And then we start looking up these words that these folks use, looking up the origin, not just the English definition, but the origin of these words. You realize that a lot of them was twisted to put you in a spell. You know what I mean? And if you honestly believe what you're saying, the devil's sitting there laughing, because he got you.
Those secret societies and stuff too.
All of that.
So, I Googled the other day. How do you know someone's a Mason? Like if you just came through the door and I thought you were cool, and I'm like, how am I gonna know if you're a Mason?
I have never seen a Mason that didn't have some type of devil.
Yeah.
From a ring to a chain,
but you can't
to a license plate. You know what I mean?
You can't judge like that, can you?
If they're
wearing
license
it, plate,
if they're wearing it, then you gotta, like I said, when people tell you who they are, believe them.
Well, it said
there's some perpetrators out there.
You ask them directly.
Right.
Are you a Mason?
Uh-huh.
Or you ask them, are you in the brotherhood? Or you ask them, are you standing in the square?
Uh-huh. Are you standing
Are
on
you
your square?
standing on
Are
your
you on
square? Or
your
yeah,
square? Yeah,
something like, are you standing on your
yeah.
square?
Well, let me tell you about that. When I first started at the joint, I was only 20 years old, so I had old heads coming at me. You know what I mean? John, you need to go, you need to go. So I asked my brother Jimmy about it, not knowing he was a Mason. And my nephew Lavelle, they both was Masons. You know? So they tell me that they know certain information, but they can't tell me because I'm not a Mason. So I asked my brother, I said, so bro, you
Certain
telling
information
me,
about what?
I guess they supposed to be their secrets, you know what I'm saying? And certain information that could help you earn or could let you know you're in danger, you know. But because I'm not a Mason, you can't share this information with me. I'm like, brother, nephew, I would never keep something away from you that's gonna harm you, you know, Mason, Dixon, or whatever,
There's a lot of
you
sleepers
know,
out here, people walking around stealth.
you know. So I made my mind up right then and there. I could never be a Mason. Because how I'm
I
gonna
think
deny
it's an
my
evil
brothers
thing.
and sisters,
They do evil rituals,
right? How I'm gonna deny my
and nobody
brothers and
can
sisters
tell me that anything
some of the
less.
information that's gonna help them. I can't do that. That's not what I am. That's not who I am. You know, brother, this dude coming to get you. He's a Mason, you know, so because he's a Mason and I'm a Mason, I gotta let him kill my brother.
That's some bullshit. And
Exactly.
then
That's 12 too. Yeah, hey man, I could go on and on, you know, but maybe this will be something we talk about in the future, you know. But right now we're gonna have to wrap this up, y'all. We just held you folks up for 2 hours and 13 minutes.
a long time.
Yeah, I appreciate you listening, you know, and I hope I didn't offend nobody. I'm just speaking my truth, y'all. Like I said, we all got to be individual thinkers. Stop letting people think for you. You know, if you got to go against the entire grain, you know what I mean? Like it's a meme out there. I used to call them memes.
No, but
It's a meme out there. It shows like 1,000 folks bunched up, and there's one lone guy looking at them saying, "You guys crazy. I'm going this way." If that's got to be you, so be it, man. So be it. Because you're never really walking alone if you're in touch with the God in you. You know what I mean? And that's all you really need, man. That's all you need. You know, you don't need to get misled. You know what I'm saying? Or none of that by some folks that just ain't who they say they are. You know, like when I first got with my wife, another story popped in mind real quick, if you don't mind.
John.
No, I'm making it quick.
I'm gonna fall asleep.
She go ahead. You can, yeah, you can say it, please. But there go say there go Cedric. But anyway, I went to this party. You know, when we first started getting together, she took me to this party. There was this lady sitting there staring at me with a mean face. You know what I mean? Couldn't quite understand why this lady was staring at me like that. And then, you know, like I said, I try not to discourage nobody from their religion. So my wife had said that, you know, at least join the church. So when I go to their little classes, you know, my third day in the class, you know, they're talking and they ask, what would you like to hear about? I'm like, I want to hear about Revelations. Can y'all tell me about Revelation? All these old folks' eyes got big, you know what I mean? Oh, you ain't ready for that. You ain't ready for that. I'm like, how you know what I'm ready
I
for?
can't get through it.
You know what I mean? And then she had this brother that's supposed to be a deacon, this young cat about my age, come to the house, you know, that's supposed to, you know, mentor me. You know what I mean? I'm looking at this cat, you know, I listened to him out of respect for my wife. I listened to him, you know. But before he left, I told him, bro, don't come back here. You know, you can't tell me shit. You know, that's number
John,
4
real
for me.
aggressive, you know.
You know, you can't tell me nothing, bro. Fast forward about 7, 8 years. I'm at Caterpillar. This one sister, I'm working at Caterpillar. This one sister working there. You know what I'm saying? She knows.
John, another story?
No, it's all together.
Okay.
And she come to me and say, did you hear what happened? I'm like, no, what? He said, so and so got whooped in her beauty salon with a deacon's wife. Being, you know, I mean, deacon, his wife came up there, tore her new asshole. You know, my wife didn't ever tell me about it. You know what I mean? So I went home. I said, hey, how can you tell me about this, and that? Now, this lady was the same lady that was giving me that evil eye 8 years ago. What it
Okay.
was her and dude used to frequent this club in Chicago. You know what I mean? And I would go there every now and again. I never really was a club. I got that out before I turned 21. You know what I mean? Way ahead of the game. You know? So I told her, I said, that's why she was looking at me that night when she first saw me with you. She thought I would recognize her like she recognized me. You know?
I don't know what it has
Yeah.
to do with the other story.
It's about deception because this lady was the first lady of the church.
Okay,
dude
that
was the
makes
deacon.
sense now.
And dude was the deacon. You know?
Mm,
Come on, man. Come on.
yeah,
Come on. Cut it. Cut the crap. That's all I'm saying. Cut the
they
crap.
pretend
Cut the
like they,
hypocrisy. Like you holier than thou.
yeah,
And you
and
just
they're
another
not.
tramp, another scarlet out there. You
Mm-mm-mm.
know, come on, man, get real. But that didn't stop her congregation from still, worshiping the first. I mean, like I told, I said, it seems like y'all worshiping the pastor and his wife more than y'all do God. When are y'all gonna have a party for
Yeah, well, a
God?
lot of people do.
When are you gonna have a
Like,
celebration for God?
I-
All they got is pastor anniversary, pastor birthday, first lady
Yeah.
anniversary, birthday. Come on, man.
So I remember going to a women's like Tuesday night prayer
Uh-huh.
meeting thing,
Uh-huh.
and then I used to go every week until I went one time. It was the pastor's birthday,
Right.
and they passed around these blue envelopes,
Uh-huh.
donation for the pastor's birthday.
Right.
And okay, I'm about to put my little $5 in there,
Right.
and it said donation no less than $30.
Right.
What?
You put your $5 back in your pocket.
Hell yeah!
Right.
Oh, they don't need mine.
Mess around with me, I'd have felt in my pocket hoping I had a nickel or something. And I'd have dropped it in there and I'd have put my name on it.
Yeah, that pastor actually, he passed away.
Yeah.
The
We all got
yeah,
to die.
that was the one who he got into some mess.
Oh, so was he killed or did he pass away?
Well, it was questionable.
Murder because
It was
crap,
questionable.
Right? And another thing, my man Don Juan.
Mm-hmm.
Don Juan was the most prolific pimp in Chicago in the 70s and 80s. He goes out to California and all of a sudden you're a bishop. And you got a following too.
Everybody can change and fool people.
Like I say, a snake shed its skin to become a bigger snake. And I applaud him because he went out west and he started pimping rappers. All them guys worship him. Snoop put him in movies. Ice Cube put him in movies. You know what I mean? He was that cat on Friday After Next.
Yeah.
That other pimp that Money Mike was talking about was with. That's Don Juan. You see that guy up the street from my house all day. My mama couldn't stand him.
We're at 2 hours and 18 minutes.
2 hours, 18. Okay, we're going to say bye.
Yeah,
Ladies first.
I think it's time to say bye.
Ladies first.
Yeah. So, glad you guys joined us for today's episode talking about anger.
Right.
And I hope that we didn't trigger you or make you angry for some of the things we said. We're not like therapists. We're not licensed. We're just ordinary people.
Just ordinary people.
And we just talk about things, and we want to share them with you guys because I feel like we're all experiencing a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, that's about 15
stuff these days.
Right.
But dang on it, like if I'm organic,
it's gonna happen.
Bleep 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 bleep.
Right, that's what I was trying to tell y'all. See, there you go. This is just potty mouth, diarrhea.
Listen, just be a good human. Make good choices. Show gratitude. Yeah. What does it take for you to show gratitude?
Right.
Just simply say thank you. Sometimes all people are looking for is a simple thank you. I appreciate what you did for me.
Right.
They don't expect money back or nothing. Right?
Appreciation. Gratitude.
Yes, gratitude. Even if you didn't get to show them like some real great, I know sometimes there's people like, that person did this or that for me.
Right.
Like I have this lady, I manage properties. And
it's gonna be a long and short story.
It is. Listen, nigga. Ooh. What's wrong with me today? I don't know.
You're tired.
Yeah, I'm really itchy too. But anyway, it's a short story.
Right.
So whenever I manage a property, I go around to the neighbors and I give them my business card.
Right.
If you see something, say something. Right.
Right.
So one called me the other day and told me something. Mm-hmm. And she did it before too, another time. Right. Told me about something really major. Mm-hmm. right? So what do I plan to do now? She did that. She didn't have to call me a second time.
Right.
I'm gonna stop by her and take her something kind.
Right.
I
There
don't
you
know
go.
what it is. It does. I don't have to break my pocket.
Right.
It could be a little bouquet of flowers, right?
See?
But it's me showing gratitude, and you know what that's gonna do? That's gonna speak volumes. It's because kindness is just as contagious as anger,
Right.
okay? And selfishness. It's
Right.
just as contagious.
And by you saying that, you know what I'm seeing and hearing
Hmm.
is the God in you.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You know,
I
put it on your heart. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And when you do that, that's love.
It is love.
You
I mean,
know,
I spread
that's
love. That's my
You
job.
know, right.
Well, my
You
assignment
got that
here
from
on
where?
earth
Did you have one of
is
these?
to spread
Did you
love.
have somebody in church tell you to do that?
Ain't nobody in church got to tell me.
Exactly.
Ain't
So
nobody
you got
got to
it from
tell
you.
me to do that.
You got it from you. So that's
Yes.
God speaking through you.
It is.
You know what I mean? That's the God in you coming out and projecting that feeling into thoughts and into actions. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying, folks.
Yeah, but
I'm
people
not
don't
trying
got
to
God in them.
disrespect nobody's religions or nothing. I'm just saying, John, don't conform to it. No
Some
more.
of these people are
You know?
not religious,
You know,
okay?
but they would tell you they are. They would act like they are. Now, we
No,
know good and
they're
well that certain folks that's in the political
minions of the
arena
devil.
are nothing but devils. But they would go sit up in that church, you know what I mean? And people act like they ain't said nothing they said the other 6 days and 23 hours. You know? Spread hate and whatnot all that time, but you go in there for an hour, all of a sudden you holier than thou.
Yeah.
You know, come on, man, cut the
Yeah.
crap. So that's how I'm in mind. I'm just gonna keep it short, y'all. I love you guys. Cut the crap. Stop becoming individual thinkers, man. Stop conforming and letting people lead you, because, like my parents used to say, they'll lead you straight to hell. You know, lead you straight
And
to
you know
hell.
what though? I think it's easier to go to hell than to heaven these days.
Yeah. It always has been.
It is easier, yeah.
Always has been. It's
But people
easy to
choose
do
the
wrong,
easy
wrong. Right. It's
way.
easy to do people wrong and think you're getting away with it. You know,
Why is it so hard to
Hey,
do the right thing
I don't know
though?
why it is. It ain't for me. Honestly, I mean, believe me when I tell you, Cindy. I mean, you guys know because of the way how we met. You know, nothing but respect. Nothing but respect and love. You know what I mean?
Always.
So much to the point to where you guys, you know what I mean? Hey,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
The
It's gonna,
tribe.
right. It's gonna take a lot
Yeah.
for me to not like you guys and to stop loving you guys. And the only thing that could do that is you guys.
Yeah.
You know? So come on.
Something's biting
Yeah.
me though.
You got fleas?
Mosquitoes somewhere. I don't know. Is the door open? Yes,
I
it
ain't doing
is.
none of that, is it?
No.
That's that sweetness, baby. They gotta have it. You know? I'm gonna take a bite out of crime.
Yeah.
Hey, on that note, before we
There we're back.
right.